Alright, good afternoon, good evening to anyone that may be watching the VOD. We are back with a new game after having finished Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 yesterday. We're moving on to a new game, Citizen Sleeper 2. You may be wondering, why do I have Citizen Sleeper on my screen? Just a reminder of the original game that I did play back in, I'm surprised it was that long ago, back in May of 2022. Surprise game, really good. I enjoyed it. Story game. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but recently, I believe it was January 31st, beginning of this year, Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector came out. So I have been looking forward to playing the sequel. I am hopeful that it is a worthy successor sequel, I guess. I'm curious to see if there's going to be a third, but yeah, happy to play it. So new game, very different from what I just did with Kingdom Come, 102 hours of RPG action, but something a bit relaxing, so let us see how it plays out. Difficulty can be changed, risky, safe, intended for those who are happy to be challenged, broken disc cannot be used, standard stress tolerance. I mean, we'll go normal, obviously, first playthrough. Death is permanent. Oh, that's hardcore mode. So, skills. Okay, extractor. Into it. See, now I forget what I played first game. I think I was an engineer first game. No. Or at least that was a skill tree that I focused on. +1 stress, reroll lowest dice. Accrue stress to reroll your dice action. Okay. So, I'm just wondering. +1 stress operator. To build work with drones, remote machines over local networks, have expertise in working with the interfaces. Their reboot skill allows them to hack their own systems to reroll dice, a risky but potential powerful move. True, in this game, dice rolls, I think it's probably like the first game, early game, it's more important than as you kind of get to end game, it's not that bad. Extractor sleepers are built to work at the coal face of a corporation resource extraction limit. Have a high level of physical endurance, but their confidence means they struggle with tasks requiring intuition. Their rally skill allows them to motivate those in their team, boosting their crew dice. High level of endurance. Machinist sleepers are built to repair and modify automated systems used in corporate resource extraction. Machinists are very skilled engineers, but their isolated work means they often struggle with tasks requiring a direct approach of social engagement. Their focus skill allows them to focus on a single task and boost their dice to excel in it. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Ooh. So I like that there's Intuit. Endure isn't there, interface, but engineer is a pretty clutch. I'm pretty sure this is what I focused on as part of the first game as well. Interface is also pretty important. Sleepers are assigned to operate or use cerebral and precise people. I think I take engineer. I think I go for the engineer skill tree. Try it out. In the moment before waking, the dark space before conscious thought, you struggle to find pieces of yourself. Usually these pieces come with a particular cadence, each appearing sequentially like the boot process of an old terminal. First your body, artificial, comprised, but relaying sense data all the same. Then its context, the breeze of air filtration, the soft contact of your birth in zero-G. Then emotion coming into focus, coming into your body, bringing with it that first instinct, that one that has framed you, your past 100 cycles, fear. But that familiar sequence does not arrive. Instead, you are unmoored in space, your body distant, your context silent, even your emotions somehow obscured and scattered. Among all that disarray, only one familiar thing arrives, the fear. It is a scrambled, panicked fear, the drowning fear, the falling fear, the fear that makes you reach desperately for any stable point. It is the fear that tells you something is wrong, something is very wrong. Wake up, sleeper. The voice is whispered in your ear, an act that makes you suddenly aware of your head, pulsing in pain, your body rigid with tension. Sleeper, a familiar name, a mind copied, emulated, a body built, implanted, one person sleeping until their dead is worked away. That's crazy. Their double being made to work, to be consumed, and eventually to be destroyed, a proxy, an emulation of sleeper. This is what you are. But you escaped, you remember that now, broke free of your corporate creators, SNRP, in search of a future. You cannot remember the details of your escape, but you know the fear has been with you ever since. All of a sudden you remember you have eyes, and your eyes flicker open. Pale eyes, oh. Food, water, basics, fuel, cryo. Pale eyes and a pale face, Lane. The name comes with its own specific sensation of fear, one you recoil from instinctively. Sorry to interrupt, the sharp smirk, but the sentence here, Nani? You search your mind for more than a name. Is this how you reward me for your generosity? Lane is leaning over your horizontal floating body, looking down your eyes. I took you in, protected you, gave you a purpose. You try to look away to the corners of your vision to find something you understand. Your body does not respond, but I suppose that wasn't enough. He reaches in his pocket in his jacket and retrieves the small vial. This wasn't enough. The vial glitters, the object you know and have known for a long time. Stabilizer, the drug that keeps your artificial body, your emulated mind from inevitable decay. The only balm for your planned obsolescence. The liquid rolling in the vial fills you with disgust. Lane pockets the vial, but it would be wasted on you. After what you have done to this body of yours, he looks at you with a palpable disgust. Lane's eyes scan your body, and as they do, you become aware of the wires and tubes attached to you, those that were meant to free you from your dependence, from the stabilizer, and control at Grant's Lane. They are free, you piece of shit. They don't need you anymore. The voice comes from somewhere behind Lane's head. It is a voice you know, but when you search your mind to try and understand why, you find only dizzying darkness. Shut him up, Lane barks the command, and you hear the sounds of impact of pain from elsewhere in the room. You try to move your limbs again, and this time you feel a flicker, the twitch of a finger. You feel the extension and compression of synthetic muscle. Free, are you? Lane smirks. You were free when I disabled your tracker, when I gave you the stabilizer you needed. He scans your body with angry eyes. Now you aren't free, you're just broken. I had such big plans for you, Sleeper. I invested in you. Lane grips your arm hard, and you feel a jolt of reaction. You will the arm to move, but you have ruined all that. Lane speaks louder over the sound of the struggle behind him. I will try to preserve your body, of course. I have my own uses for it, but your emulation? You feel one of his hands searching behind your head. He finds and grips the thick cable. Ooh. Running into the port at the base of the skull. I will burn that. Lane jerks forward, slamming across your body, then spinning away from out of sight. You feel yourself rolling, the cables unplugged into you, looping and wrapping around your limbs. Then you feel hands steadying, pulling cables. You glance around wildly and see someone diligently unplugging you. You meet his eyes. Hey. He waves. A hand in your dazed face. We need to move. Lane won't be out long. He unloops a cable from around your waist. Sleeper. Help me out here. You blink slowly. Do you know this person? He leans over you and you feel his hands on the connector, flicking switches, releasing locks. Come on, come on, come on. He tugs the connector clear and pulls you up. You see the room you are in for the first time, filled with tech and terminals, wires waving everywhere, all lit by big windows looking out, an impossibly bright screen-filled street beyond. In the corner you see the dark shape of a floating body surrounded by a glittering constellation of crimson bubbles. Is that blood? Move, you are wrestled and shoved towards the door, which slides open in front of you. And then you are out in all the brightness, all that movement, gliding hard towards some unknown destination. Okay. 3 energy, 5 rolls. You can stop in the dark alley. The one who guided you here, pausing to catch his breath. He doubles over beside a massive life support unit that sends a lukewarm breeze across your skin. You stare at him, trying to recall anything about him. You notice his tattered jacket, his lightweight clothes. You remember his station runs hot, something about the power that flows through this place. He looks up and meets your eye. What's going on, Sleeper? He wipes sweat from his forehead and floats away. Talk to me. Where are we? Somewhere on the starward side. Not too far from the docks, I hope. You see a concerned frown on his face. That's not what you mean, is it? He comes closer, eyeing you carefully. What station are we on? He narrows his eyes, waits for the answer. You close your eyes, trying to recall. You force your way through the dark to the image of a station, no, a city, growing on the back of the vast set of hexagonal solar cells. Shadowed by them, you open your eyes. Dark side. The word leaves your mouth like an exhale, an instinct. Before you heard yourself sound it out, you didn't know it was here. He sighs, and me, who am I? You see something like a fear in his eye, panic perhaps. You stare at him in his face, the slight upturn of his mouth, the intensity of his stare, nothing comes. He closes his eyes and drops his head, putting a hand on his temple. The reboot. He's speaking quietly to himself. Lane interrupted the process and he lifts his head and stares at you. We need to keep going. We need to leave. He turns and kicks off down the alley. Come on, the rig can't be far. As you are led through the passages and services of the station, you try to recall your life here. The texture, the temperature of the dark side feels familiar, but you struggle to pin specific memories. Focusing hard, you recall waking up in these passages, cycle after cycle, the rhythms of the station flowing over you along with the crowds. You recall desperation and the slow decay of your body that caused it. Then Lane, those pale eyes, offering you a glittering vial stabilizer, the promise of supplying more for your work, a deal he locked you into a cage. There your memory fails you, but in the dark beyond that moment, the residue of panic, of fear remains. You are Lane's prisoner, Lane's plaything. You shudder in the cold passage. Wait. Your guide holds up a hand, then you stop your glide using the wall. Ahead you see the tunnel opens into a wide open bay with few doors leading to cylindrical tunnels, the docks. They're watching the rig. He nods towards the docks, and you see one of the doors has a couple of figures flanking. I assume this is the rig right here. One of the doors has a couple of figures flanking it, one covered in ornate tattoos, the other with bright silver implants along their cheekbones. Utsubu, Lane's guys. He looks at you and he shakes his head in frustration. All this, it's not coming back to you, is it? Something catches your eye and you see us playing with the coin, nervously turning it over his fingers. He sees you looking and slips away. He places a hand on his chest. I'm Seraphin. Alright. He looks pained. When he speaks, Lane. He was our captor, both of us. We did this so we could escape. We need to reboot you to break your dependence on stabilizer. He pauses. You know what that is, right? But Lane interrupts him back there. The reboot didn't complete, and he sighs and shakes his head. We can still make this work. He looks back at the docks. I'll lead them away. You get the docking bridge open. If we make it to the rig, I know how to get us in. Got it. Get that door open. He pats you on the shoulder. I know you can do this. Seraphin kicks off hard and glides into the docks. Over here, shitheads. He bellows at the guards as he barrels through. They immediately push off the wall, giving chase. Okay, during scenes you may encounter skill checks where you can perform certain actions using your skills. Like the dice actions you will encounter later, skill checks can have a positive, neutral, or negative outcome. The better the rating of your skill, the more likely you'll succeed on a check. The odds of success are displayed when you select the check. You can see more info in the guide section of the pause menu. Okay. Oh, there's a guide here. Okay. 50% positive, 50% positive, 50% neutral. Positive outcome, minus stress, nice. So this is where that engineering, I mean, it'll probably be like the first game where there's obviously situations for each where like speaking skills or endurance will be more useful, and I'll fail some, so curious to see how it plays out. You shift to the central access panel and red should open. It only takes a moment to understand the mechanism. You reach in and snap the locking access, the door popping open with a hiss. Go, go, Seraphin flies past you through the door into the docking tunnel. You turn to see the two guards approaching fast and quickly glide after Seraphin. Seraphin is already at the rig's door inputting an entry code. The rig's door scissors open. You both rush inside quickly. Seraphin grabs you by the arm and drags you up to the cockpit. The ship's layout hazy in your mind. He dumps you in a flight seat and straps himself into his own. You see him tap a series of buttons as he does, talking to himself. Come on. The rig's drive rumbles into life, and Seraphin slams a button on the console. You feel the force of the ship's acceleration as it pulls away. So engineering skill already paid off right there. First, 3 rolls, perfect. Nice, nice. As the ship glides into space connecting the bridge, it automatically system nudges there by port protocols. Seraphin burned hard out of dark side, and you dropped in and out of consciousness in your seat as the rig made its way across the belt. But now with open space between you and Lane, you feel fresher, more awake. Seraphin breaks the silence. We're good, sleeper. His eyes don't leave the monitor, and you realize that part of your escape is routine for him. You and he must have docked this ship countless times in your work for Lane. The problem is you don't remember any of it. We made it, he whispers. We certainly did. He turns to you and sees a pained look on his face as if remembering something difficult. Have you said this exact thing to him before? Are you okay? He looks at you, chewing one side of his lip. Not really, he puffs. Seraphin reaches up, flickering through a set of switches in a practical fashion, completing the shutdown. You watch, a little frustrated with your own uselessness. Running the rig, you realize it's just another thing you've forgotten. A clunk that runs through the walls of the ship is followed by a short percussive alarm tone from the pilot's console. Docking complete. Seraphin kicks from his seat, twisting as he glides past you toward the back of the cockpit. His hand finds the rail on either side of the door, and he pauses, facing into the corridor behind. He turns back to you, backlit in a cold sign. We need a plan, he glances. Lane's not going to let us slip away, he sighs. We need to talk. Seraphin furrows his brow. Not now, sleeper. We need to forget. He flinches, the words coming out. We need to focus on something other than that. We need to survive. First things first, then maybe we talk. Fine by me. Okay. We have bought ourselves some time. He glances through the cockpit window at the blinking lights of the station. You may not remember Hexport, but I do, and there are plenty of opportunities here for us, but if we can keep our heads down, he turns back to the corridor, that's what we'll do. He pushes off and glides towards the main lock, and you'll follow, pulling yourself along. We already emptied the tank on this one. He slaps a hand against the ship's inside, so we need to refuel, and won't be cheap, but if you and I know one thing, sleeper, it's how to work. I'm gonna get myself reacquainted and see if I can turn up any old connections, people that might throw us any easy contract, you know? He glances back over to the shoulder. You keep out of trouble. I'm going to. Seraphin stops at the airlock. Not with me, you aren't. You bring a lot of attention to us, sleeper. People don't forget your face. Stopping the reboot halfway through, he pulls a worn crew jacket from a locker and starts pulling it on. We don't know what that did to you. He jams on the sleeve. I don't want you passing out in... Don't baby me. I'll be fine. He grabs another crew jacket and thrusts it to you. Just put the damn hood up, will you? Thank you. Seraphin nods. He stabs at the button to open the lock. The inner door hisses open and Seraphin glides through. Wait for a little bit and then leave. Anyone looking for us will be looking for two traveling together. He looks at you in a worn crew jacket, a limited disguise for what is clearly a sleeper. We meet back here any later? Same thing, meet here. He surveys the disguise again, shakes his head. This is a shitty idea. He gives you one last look. Maybe you find yourself something to eat. Suddenly you recognize Seraphin's instincts to look after you. A flash of relationship now lost to the reboot. Catch. Throw something. You manage to grab projectiles and you see a stack of crouch hits. Those should get you some food. We'll need some more fuel and supplies. He grimaces. That means odd jobs in the station for both of us. Seraphin kicks off and glides down the docking bridge. Don't go too far, alright? He shouts. Take it slow. Make a plan. Try to think ahead of what might be coming. You'll need to work. What's the first step? That's the first step, but what then? Lane will be coming eventually. The sooner you can put some distance between you and Hexport, the better. So that's the plan. Rest, resupply, run. Shake the thoughts from your head and you pull the jacket tight. Let's see what Hexport has to offer. The game runs in cycles during which you can perform actions with your dice. Use Cry to buy food, supplies, and items. Progress clocks towards new scenes and events you can review. Use your mouse wheel to scroll your view. Select locations, left click. Okay. So that's the exchange. The dogs. In Citizen Sleeper 2, you perform action by assigning dice to them. The higher the dice you assign, the more likely you will succeed. But your dice will be modified by your skill. Your skill modifier for the action is displayed on the right and will reduce or increase the value of the dice assigned to the action. Like skill checks have 3 outcomes. Yeah, so this is, I don't have Intuit or Engage, so these are all risky. Each action is also rated safe, risky, or dangerous based on the outcome it has. The more dangerous an action, the more significant both its rewards and consequences are. So we gotta get to +6, yeah, input dice. My Intuit is... I forget how I check my stats. I think that's the big thing is I got memorizing what my strengths are. Okay, let's try it out. It's risky, 25% positive, 50% neutral. 100% positive. Okay. Got it. You just progress a clock. Clocks track your progress towards both positive and negative and can be filled by performing acts. Okay. So that action's complete. And then I have the ability to do this. Expert, nice. +2, positive outcome. New location discovered. Okay. So I think I gotta finish this. I'll finish this roll to be positive. It's kind of a waste of a die there. So I got the outcome, so I'm full. As you're gliding across the docking concourse, you hear a scuffle. The noise of raised voices cuts through the conversation drifting out of the dockside shops. Glancing down an alley, you see a huddle of figures shouting back and forth. You spot one man in the middle of the group surrounded, pushing the others back as they grab the bag slung over his shoulder. Neutral outcome check passed. You look around for something that could break up the fight and you see thick cooling pipes running down the alley wall. You quickly turn to understand the system and choose a valve to start spinning. As you do, the system begins to vent in a sequence in the alley. Violent jets randomly bursting in the air. There's a scramble in the alley and you spot the figure who is being attacked drop down to the alley floor. Then your vision instantly fills with a pale liquid as a jet of coolant jumps out nearby, missing you but sends you spinning in a zero-G. After a few moments, you manage to steady yourself. As you do, see a clear alley. The assailants have fled with one figure gliding towards you. I suppose you think that was clever. The man gives you a severe look. You like to break up fights you didn't start. He laughs. Belt's gonna eat you up. He shifts the large bags on his shoulder, weightless and I was helping. The man laughs. Well, he shakes his hand. Thanks, I guess. He kicks off and drifts past you. You watch the man go, and then after a moment, he stops and turns back. He rubs his forehead, looking down as he does. What is your deal anyways, he sighs. Maybe you are new here, but hex support is no place for do-gooders. I need help. The man raises eyes. So you look for trouble? He shakes his head. You've got it all wrong. Look, let's not hang around here. The man pats his chest. I'm Femi. He unshoulders one of the bags and pushes it towards you. Make yourself useful. Let's head. You get the strap of your bag over your shoulder and follow him through the docks, gliding past the concourse toward the connecting bridges. He cuts down a side passage, looking back to check you are following. Then he stops at the docking bridge connecting to a dull green ship with yellow markings. You look out to the viewing window at its odd Caterman-like shape, seemingly built from two separate hulls welded together. Symbol crash, he says, and you can assume that's the ship's name. Femi, you bringing in strays? A young woman, brightly dressed and stretching as she glides, shifts into the passage. She glances at you, no offense. Yeah, Femi shakes his head. This one, he squeezes your shoulder, helped me fend off some hex support scum while you were busy sunning yourself. I'm sure you can handle them, big brother. Her glib response hides the flash of concern that passes across her face. You can't tell if Femi noticed. Nia turns to you, thanks, and I'm sorry for my brother. She just shouts a glance at him just in general. Enough now. He reaches over in the bag you are carrying. Nia rolls her eyes but stays silent. Factory row wouldn't take these. Femi hefts the bag. I'm gonna load them back up. Maybe we'll find a use for them. He turns. Thanks for the step, sleeper. No, not what I expected. He slaps the button on the bridge door and kicks off along the docking bridge on his way to the symbol crash. Nia looks at you with a raised eyebrow. I hope my brother was joking, or did you really help him? I tried. Thank you. She looks at your ship. My brother needs more help than what he means. What do you mean? I don't know. She smiles. I shouldn't have said anything. I want to ask you something. She takes a deep breath and gives you a direct look. What is she building up to? Are you looking for a crew? Sorry to be direct, but you seem like, well, if you're on Hexport, maybe you are with a crew. She stops herself. I mean, you're a crew. Why do you ask? I don't know if I should commit. He looks back at the ship, then look, I'll be honest, being on a crew with my brother is nice, but he is suffocating me. She frowns, her own bluntness. I'm not a kid anymore, but he still sees me like one. I want to show him I can handle myself. I need experience. I need to run some contracts. I'll think about it. She thinks, I think about it. I'm a good salvager, alright. You can use me. She smiles. I can spot things, find gaps, weighs in. She folds arms. That's actually pretty useful. She glances back at the ship. Just consider it alright. Let me prove myself. Suddenly a shot comes back. He looks in the direction I should go. She pushes off towards the docking bridge. I'll be waiting. New crew available. Oh yeah, so this is my skill tree. I forgot. In tutorial, welcome to the character screen. You can upgrade and configure. On the left, you can upgrade your skills. The modifier applied. To the right, you can upgrade your push, the unique ability class. When upgrading your push, only one upgrade at each level can be active at once. You can configure which upgrade is active only while at the hub. I have 0 points available, okay. So my engineer's 2. I should probably get Endure next, just to have it level 1, and then interface and probably Intuit. I can't do any engage, so that's gonna be like risky for me. No cost. Push cost glitches, not stress. Okay. It seems that the skills are kind of tame compared to the first one, at least from what I remember. Support exchange, dockside bar, warehouses, risky, cryo, 24 bucks. You can eat exchange for cryo. I don't know if I want to eat, to be honest. 25%. Play stars. Ooh, negative outcome, risky. We lost 4 bucks. You can quickly visit and leave the rig with the right click. It's your ship. Bunks, use dice to reduce stress. Galley, use supplies to regain energy. Other locations you will unlock as you play. Okay. Bunks. Galley. Input dice. 50% neutral, 50% oof. You've used all your dice this cycle. You need to end the cycle at your ship. The rig will reroll them. Okay. On the run, cycle clock. End cycle. Okay. I do have my controller plugged in, so I see that all my buttons are there. We're in trouble, sleeper. Seraphim leans in the bunks as you're getting up. Without further explanation, he disappears into the corridor. You drift out into the passages, pulling your clothes, glide down the length of the rig. The cool air making you shiver. Seraphim silhouette leading the way. He stops at the far end, diverting through a side door, shooting you a glance. You find Seraphim inside, holding one of the tangle of arm-thick tubes that are waving in the zero engine room. You know what these are? Fuel pipes? Close enough. These are the engine's feed lines. He waves one air, and before you ask, no, they weren't supposed to be waggling loose. What happened? These must have been broken loose when we pushed the ship hard on our way out of the dark side. He looks at the mess. We're lucky the reserve tank is empty, otherwise he shakes his head. It would have been bad. But he pushes the pipe to the side. No feed from the reserve tank means that the rig's range is limited to a local region only. This thing can't take us anywhere far, so we fix it. That's the short of it. Just wax the engine housing again. Just not been our run of luck yet. Okay, he turns and starts gathering the tangled feed lines. His frustration evident in the violence of his movements. We will need a new set of these, that's for sure. He'll start forcing them into the crate. So how about you try to track them down? I'll take a look at these things here and see if I can figure out another fix for the reserve tank. He glances up from his work. From what I've heard on Export Factory Row is the place to find some ship fitters. Maybe you can find some recon while I sort this place out on the other hand station. Okay, I'll look out. He drops the feed list and they float, waving it like seaweed. I've heard some word that Lane's on the hunt. He frowns. A message went out. Everyone in the local radius has been looking for us and can't leave. Exactly, which is why we need those feed lines. I'm trying to work something out. Maybe I can improvise a solution. I don't know. He looks down. I'm a shop fitter. But while I do, you go hunting, see what you can turn up, okay? You leave the engine room, the clanking sound of Seraphin's cleanup efforts echoing through the ship. Fuel feed lines, that's the next step. Take a deep breath and you head out. You've discovered a drive. Drive helps you track and choose your objectives. Instead of Sleeper Chew, the arrow objective at the top left opens your menu. Drives come in two types, major and minor. On completion of a major drive, rewards 2 upgrade points. A minor rewards 1. Keep an eye on them. Okay. Escape. Okay, so I gotta get quests. Problem is, I'm gonna have to. How do I back out now? Explore. I want a contract, which is a problem. Okay. Freight loading, endure, risky. Negative outcome, come on. Endure skill missing. Yeah. I'm gonna have a rough start here, okay. Just to get my food up, so that's plus energy. Got 20 bucks, keep it into it. Plus 5 cryo, so we got that back. This is just basically gambling, so there's not really much here. So, warehouse loading, cargo. I gotta hit it. Oh my god. That's rough. The gambling has not been on my side. Support goods exchange. Engineer I have plus. Danger. Oof. Trade scrap is all about identifying materials. Impress the brokers. Interface. Risky. I think if anything, I guess since I have the skill, yeah, let's see what happens. New location discovered. Okay. So not much I can do right now. I gotta go back to the ship. Reset. So this is very much kind of, okay, 2, that's not bad. 2 there. Get the way station. Trade scrap's all about identifying material, supplies. Impress the brokers, they show off. 100% positive, yeah, let me see. I'll take the 100%. That should get me the unlock for this. Rules of exchange, positive outcome. New location discovered, okay. So trade hall, okay, so that opens that up. Let's go to trade hall. Oh, buy fuel? Yeah, I need that, right? Find a ship fitter, buy supplies. So this is basically a supply area, okay. So I know we need a fuel. I got 1 out of 5. I need to make money, which is my big issue right now, more than anything. Support canteen, eat at the canteen. No, that's too much. Endure haul materials. So what's the outcome on this one? 25 positive. So basically it's like a 75% chance I pass it. Or, yeah. Yeah, trusted supplier. Nice. Neutral outcome. I got -1 energy, so I do have to buy food. I'm gonna go broke. Positive outcome. Nice. Factory roll howls as you glide through its cramped passages, whatever its many bays and rooms once were. You now... Wait, where am I? They now serve as containers of industry of every kind, whirling manufactories. Precise engineered components, rapidly shifting arms, while scrappers hammering incessantly at bent ship plates. Everywhere you look, there is energy and activity, and for good reason. Hexport itself is built on the derelict fragments of a solar reflector, and even the small amount of energy generated by its remains mirrors is enough to power a set of machines. It is familiar to you, of course, in a strange, far-off way because of Darkside. That place in your memories of it are a muddy haze, but it is hard to forget the glint of its hexagonal reflectors, 10 or 20 times more in number than Hexports, and that's wild, flickering. City growing on their back like a tumor. In comparison, Hexport feels provincial, but deep in Factory O, you can almost be back in Darkside. And then you see them, tubes just like those that Seraphim had waved in your face, the feed lines. You push over the display window of the units marked Karsten Supply in block capitals cut from the hose plate. There amongst the angled shelf of oversized ship components sit the feed lines, like some large biomechanical tangles of snakes. You slip inside, where the sound of Factory Row is a little screamed, and spot a large figure working at the bench hunched over. Hello? Karsten. Can I help you? His accent is heavy, but unknown to you. Those feed lines. Which? There's a sharp clink as Carthan places his tools and components against the magnetic plate on the wall. He turns with surprising grace and begins cleaning his hands on a cloth. The sharp eyes scan you, but Carson's thick-set features do not betray you. Yeah, he's Giga Chad, hold it. You can see the muscles. Thickest features do not betray the results of assessment. Custom built those. For a client that never collected, he looks at his hands while he speaks, checking for stray oil stains. You have one of the old meds then? He sounds out the letters in a way that you don't recognize as he speaks. You try to recall anything with your ship, but the memories elude you. I think so. Squints a little. Right. Look. Karsten drifts over to where you are, standing from his position. For a fellow enthusiast like you, he continues in a distinctive monotone. Let's say a few hundred cryo. Ooh, I don't have 400. I don't have 400. Looks up and down. It's expensive, I know, it's a shame, but it's just what they're worth. He screwed up a little mouth. However, I'm more interested in barding type myself. Barter sounds good. There's a little favor I need a crew for, and well, you look like you might be a good fit. He tucks a cloth away in a pocket and clasps his hands. I know of an old Solheim wreck out there, very old, pre-collapse. It's tucked away in the dead zone, so no one ever really cuts it. Not only that, but Solheim derelicts have a habit of triggering nasty security protocols when approached by an unfamiliar ship, so it's been left well alone. But a salvager like you, with an old Xylem rig, I bet that it wouldn't even flinch if it saw you coming to the smells. I have a special interest and need for that old tech. All those Solheim ships have a data core, and while I don't care about the accounting reports or material ledgers or whatever they have, I do care about the hardware. So if I was to find you back here with that data core in your cargo hull, clean cut and incomplete, well then I could see my way to do a straight border for those feed lines. Let's do it. Alright then, he holds out a heavy handshake. Let's keep this one between us, alright? That's our deal, before you can respond. Here, okay, those coordinates, and then he lets go of your arm. Sort of like, okay, he's obviously sending me on like a crazy mission. You take a moment to gather yourself, and by the time you do, a whirring fills the air. Carson have returned to the workbench. You turn and glide out of Carson's supply with a growing mix of anxiety. A contract, Seraphin might even be impressed. Okay. Suddenly a small but firm hand falls on your back. An equally small voice coming with it. Hey, wait up. Turn Junie. Secretive data extractor. You turn in the passage to see a young woman, her hair weaving. From a rapid glide, she clearly just came out of the catch you. She steadies herself, using her shoulder. Sorry, she smells. A quick and flat smell. Wanted to catch you. I'm Junie. Her dark eyes flick around nervously. You notice the portable terminal she carries. Something data scampers call a deck. And her backpack full of components and trailing wires. What's up? Carson, she starts, still catching her breath. He sent me to grab you. He smiles that flat. Wants me to come with you on that job. Nah, she's lying. Her eyes shoot down the drive in the palm of her hand. She smiles again. Why didn't he tell me? She glances back at Carson. I guess he forgot. He just does that sometimes. She looks sheepishly. He just grabbed me after you two were done talking. So Carson always sends me on things like this. I guess he wants me to make sure to help you out. I can be pretty helpful. So she looks around. Should I meet you at your ship? I'm not sure. She looks nervous. Sure, I mean, you aren't sure when you're leaving? I'm not sure you're coming. She pauses thinking, Carson said I need to go. She glances back in the shop's direction, and she gets pretty mad when people don't do what he thinks. I don't care. Look, she glances around. You're going to need me out there. There's a reason that derelict has been left alone. I specialize in solemn wrecks. She meets her out. I can help you get what you need. Okay. That's okay. Junior pushes out, looking forward to working with you. She calls back, doesn't have to. What about the ship? Oh, I'll find it. She calls back and then disappears. I don't know about this sleeper. Seraphin looks nervously out the rig windows as she finds Carson's deal. If this job was easy, Carson would have done it himself already. That means there's a catch. He frowns down the stars, and there's definitely something growing with that Johnny girl. He shakes his head. What choice do we have? What choice do we have? What if we could get the crowd together by the feed lines? Why? He wants to barter, you're right. I just can't shake the feeling that we're wandering and blind. Plus, I did mention doing something up in my station wandering. I found a contract board at the exchange further in the station. We take a job that might get us some of the way towards buying those feed lines. Plus, even if we do want to take Carson's job, a bit of money to get ourselves prepared wouldn't be a bad idea. Fill up on Sue's place. Do we have time? Probably not, but without cryo for fuel and supplies, we aren't going anywhere. Just take a look at the contract board, see what you think. While you're at it, you might want to see if you can scare up some freelance crew too. Okay. So I should go get that girl. Either way, I've still got work to do on the drive. Let me know when you decide. Suddenly curl up, pain shooting your spine. You grit your teeth, your muscles lock. Your vision narrows as you squeeze your eyes shut. You feel a shift as if some connection is broken. It's almost impossible to describe, like you're floating away from your body. There's nothing familiar in the pain, nothing to hold on to you. You grit your teeth, and then another shift comes and you're back in your body. So it's obviously the withdrawal, not having the medication, I forget what it's called already. The pain slowly fades, becoming a pulsing throb and then a residual affliction. You flex in the 0G. There's a strange sensation of distance that persists beyond the pain, a disconnection between your body and yourself, a flickering numbness that refuses to recede. You wonder if a reboot has done something to your body, or if this is some new sensation you will have to live with. It strikes you that you know so little about the body that it could be moments away from collapse, or it might persevere for countless cycles like this. You try to shake off the feeling, pushing your hands against each other until they feel like they're yours again. Time is the only thing you need, and right now it feels like you're running out fast. You need to get to the airlock, you have to do work. You've unlocked contract. Okay. So I'm wondering if I can, think I'm stuck here. I gotta go back to the girl, grab her. There's the contract board. Payment 200. Okay, I'm gonna starve though. Hold up. I'm actually gonna starve. How do I? I don't have food. I need $10 to be able to buy. I think I failed already. I already blew it. I kind of feel like I want to restart. Let's see what happens. You've used all your energy and are starting while starting. You gain 1 stress per cycle. Eat to regain. I mean, okay, we got 21 cryo. That's fine. Per cycle stress. So we got money there. Purchase. We're good. Contract board. Yeah, this is supplies, so okay. So this is fine. Don't want to do anything right now. Canteen's 3. That probably gives me more. That's why it's more expensive. I know my skills are nothing. I got 1 point available. I need 4 for this one, so I need to get Endura, just so I have the base skill. So I need to get scrap to be able to sell it. I'm used to always pressing buy feed lines, $400, deliver data core. So if anything, we want to save the $400. Let's get contract. Sorry, I'm gonna be a little slow here. Classic. It always takes me a little bit in the beginning, and then once I pick it up. Where would the contracts are high risk, high reward that you and your crew can take on? Okay. Except Conway signal, okay. Oh wait, I don't even have the fuel for it. Bro, I need 2 fuel for that. I need 3 fuel for that, damn. Okay. I have $4, I need 5. I kind of want to restart now that I remember how you're supposed to play it. Neutral outcome plus 10 cryo. Okay. So that'll give me what I want there. I can't. less energy, I'm starving. That's fine. Okay. So we got 46 bucks now. Let me try. I want to see what this costs. What is it? Yeah, 4. It's worth. So they won 7. This is pretty much double, but you're getting double the. Makes sense. Trade hall. I need fuel. So we have 5 fuel. We're good. It did say that you could. I thought you could save dice. Chance to recycle odd jobs. Scavenge fuel. Okay. I don't know how to get that girl back, which is a problem. There go 2 nice. So we can do this job now. I guess she's technically on my team already. It's a drone. Seraphim spots a signal source. First, the light barely shimmers off its dark plants. Design trait. A flash catches your attention. You see a rent in the hull through which red lights pulse. Wounded, Seraphim shakes his head and wishes they'd finished the job. You've seen one before? Looks back. We've seen one before, don't you? Sorry, I know it isn't your fault. He looks at the drone. Lena had us work for on one in Darkside Bay, though it was barely a shell, disarmed and deactivated. He had us searching through its guts for salvage. Even though the one that gave me creeps and had its core ripped out, he pushed the ship closer. This one is still alive. He kissed her teeth, corporate scum. He glanced over at her and she see the fire in her bright eyes. They don't even dare come here and force us out themselves. It's all proxies and drones. Run into them before? You might say that. She looks at the drone. You won't see me taking my eyes off that thing for a second. Seraphim carefully guides the ship closer. You watch the drone. System is full of those things now, running missions for their operators. Rare to see them out in the Belto. Maybe got hurt during a run-in with the Senate stat mercs. It looks like it's drifting. Most of these systems blown out. But look there. He jabs a finger towards a red light on the far side. It's still broadcasting, maybe even receiving. How do we shut it off? What I remember from the dark side job is that we need the central core and the broadcast array need to be shut off to kill these things. Core will turn off local systems and the broadcast array will sever the link with the Conway operator, Seraphim's Wells, but you can bet those systems are protected. Let him explain. Your attention is suddenly drawn by the shudder from the drone like a tremor running all along. This thing is rigged to blow. He frowns. We go slow and careful. We don't touch anything we don't know about. He turns to Nia. You hear that? I got you. Seraphim brings the rig to a stop close enough for you to cross the line, open space to breach the hull. Let's suit up. You head down the airlock to prepare. As you get suited up, you think of the corporate war taking place in the inner system, the war that this drone was driven from. Out here on the shore of the conflict, the biggest danger is that it floats Sam and Jetsam drifting in with the tides and orbits of the system might one cycle bring the war with it. For now, the belt is outside of its reach, but looking at the red pulsing drone, that doesn't give you much comfort. While on contract, you will be assigned 2 dice for each crew member, as you would assign your own dice. Pay attention to your crew skills to use them effectively. On certain outcomes, crew will take crew stress. This is a new mechanic, not in the first game. When their stress is full, you will no longer be able to use them to perform actions. While on a contract, your energy bar will automatically be supplied for each cycle that you have available supplies. Okay, when your supplies are depleted, both you and your crew will take 1 stress per cycle. Contracts also have their own contract stress. When this bar is filled, the contract will fail. Engineer. So they have their own dice. I can 100% positive this. Interesting interface. Neither of us have interface, so plus. Yeah, they don't have interface. Drone stress rigged to blow. Conway's highly protective. During contract, you can use your push ability to give you an edge in a tricky station. Push occurs. A cruise once rest, but will give you a class advantage to your chosen skill. You can see your current push configuration if you hold the mouse over the button and on the character screen. I don't know what's going on. Figure it out. You hear the bleeping immediately among the chambers and cabling with drones here. Something has started counting down. Guys, does anyone else hear that? Because I'm getting nervous. Shit, this is what I was worried about. We're screwed. I can't be sure. It dropped his voice. Either this thing's about to send out a distress call or it's about to blow. We gotta shut down the system fast, then we move on to the other side. We're good, I'm heading back to the ship. We're good. We're shutting off the channel. Take a moment in silence. Alright, time to deal with this fast. Drone death, disconnect backup. So you can see the angle here, start action. Core disabled, disabling the core will stop it from restarting. Problem is it's too big on that side, so it's better that I focus here. I gotta hit 3. I don't understand the push mechanic. What if you do it? Disabled. This is basically a YOLO here at this point. Bro, 3 rolls. That's crazy. It's gonna go negative, drone countermeasure. This is guaranteed, so I'll take it. Drone death, disable the core, disconnect backup. So now I have to do this one. So, what are my skills again? 1 stress plus 1. Okay, hold up. That's the push, okay. So endure 50% positive, 50% neutral. Just want to see what my options are. So this one's guaranteed. Access plus 2. So he has 25% positive. Broadcast access, so he hit that. 50% neutral, 50% negative. +2 broadcast. Getting stress. Ooh, drone stress. That's not good for it to blow. Okay, we gotta back up. So I gotta manage my cycles and all that. I got supplies. 1. Okay. Oh, GG's. I got the best rolls I can get possibly. Okay. So he should be guaranteed here, right? Yeah. She should also get it guaranteed, or okay, drone death, hack broadcast interface. 100% positive. Array disabled, nice. 25%, I wonder. I won't stress her out because she's low. Thrumming, pulsing interior of the drone goes still for the first time since you boarded it. You look across the airfield and share a smile. You all exhale so loudly it can be heard over the suit shared comm channel. The drone is dead. One less piece of Conway shit to worry about. We killed it. Don't get it too excited. It was looking pretty rough when we got here. You make your way back to the hall and the drone is now faintly rolling in one direction. It stabilizes offline. Make a pretty good crew. We do. She punches you on the arm playfully. You reach for the rig's airlock and take one last look at the dark hull. It catches light and head to the vacuum. At some point in the near future, this drone will likely be smashed to pieces by one of the many asteroids of the belt spread across this place as twinkling dust. The thought pleases you, as does the thought of all the cryo-hex support now owes you time to go collect a first contract. You can now leave via the map. Contract concluded. Once you leave, you will not be able to... Yeah, there's nothing here, right? There's no point. Okay. After docking, Hexport surfing, let's go to controls, leans back in his chair. Neil leans over to you. Thank you, Sleeper. Stretches, I know you took a chance on me. Thanks for helping. Smiles. Feels good to make a contract work, no matter how we pull it off. It's not hard to agree, and it feels better when the Hexport courier comes with the lockbox full of chits. Lane may still be hunting you, but this has helped the effort. Suddenly you hear a familiar voice, Nia. Femi glides into view, approaching. What are you playing at, Sleeper? Nia wanted to come. You go to speak, but Nia drifts towards, cutting into you. Don't come throwing your weight around here, Femi. I can make my own decision. She glances at Sleeper, took me at my word, and I'm grateful. Did they know? He turns to Sleeper. Well, if you are working with the Sleeper, I hope they paid you well. Well, I asked, so. Oh, so they aren't paying you. Seraphim crossed his arm. Let's keep this civil. He realized the first time he was meeting family. If we're being civil, it seems like Nia's owed her share. Alright, let's pay a share. You grab around a quarter of the chits and help them out. Alright then, we're good here. He turns. Sorry. You sure know how to pick up Sleeper? He turns away and head. I just hope you aren't going to end up a stack of crowd short. We need to get out of here. So 163. Great. Yeah, push upgrades. No, I'll take the skills first. That should be priority. I imagine push is pretty important. I'm already halfway through my cycle. But so we need fuel. I need supplies. It's the same amount of money, right? 60. So we did that, the bends, the canteen, we're good on, we're full here. Material processing, contract board. There's nothing here, so. Realistically, the next thing is to go to the mission. This is probably the extent of the first area. I probably got everything I needed. My money's probably a little sloppy right now. Okay. The Soul-Line derelict fills the cockpit windows, all twisted plates and skeletal strutwork. You watched in horror and fascination as Seraphim completed the approach, both of you silent in the presence of this decaying beast. Now as you settle beside it, Seraphim is the first to break the silence. This thing is already dead. He shakes his head. It's a corpse, Sleeper. He nudges the ship closer, looking for a place to dock. I touch this thing too hard, it'll crumble to dust. Let's not do that. He rolls his eyes. Any other tips? Take us up there. That's the bridge. Junie points towards one end of the ship, and both of you and Seraphim turn around, having forgotten she was even in the cockpit. She hasn't said a word since you departed. She glances at both of you, her bemused face is wet. She looks away. Sorry. That's where we need to go. She's pointing. Seraphim nods for Junie. She's not wrong, Sleeper. That bridge would be the best start. To the bridge, then. Let's do it. Seraphim takes control of the ship, avoiding the debris field closer to the center of the wreck. He settles in position near a protrusion at the far end. This is as far as we'll go. Seraphim taps at the anchoring controls. We should be able to anchor the ship close to the plates. You hear Johnny begin to protest from behind you, but it's too late. Seraphim fires 2 pin anchor lines at the nearest solid hull plates. The pins slam to the plate. Despite their solid appearance, they instantly shatter. The fragments spin across the wreck, slicing into other plates and building a spiraling storm of debris. Shit, Seraphim nudges the ship back and steadies it as debris cascades across the surface of the wreck. The damage seems mostly superficial, but it underlines just how fragile the derelict is. So yeah, the ship's kind of beat up, you can see it falling apart. Let's not do that again, Jenny Glance. The data core will be very fragile. We got it. Let's go. Of course. You follow Seraphim down the passage with Junie close. As you reach the airlock, he's already angrily suiting up his frustration. Keep your cool. Yeah, he glances. No hard feelings, right? He checks this seal on his shoulders, but this is a job, not a social event. The rest of the preparation process takes place in a tense silence, each of you considering the delicate job ahead. You suit up, though. You suit up, too, though you don't need a helmet to breathe. You slide one on and lock the seals for protection. This wreck isn't going to give you a salvage easily. The core should be near the bridge, maybe even inside it, but there's a lot of wreck here, so there might be a good salvage tucked away in the cargo hold. Okay, so ideally I have enough energy to get everything. My supplies are 5, so it should be okay. Depressurized bay. Corroded airlock. I think we start from the back of the ship. Oh no, this is the bridge entry. Okay, so that's probably what we need to access the next area. What's this? Pressurized bay. Cargo entry. Okay, getting into cargo. He got a good roll. He should be able to... If I hit this twice, then he can get this for me. Bro. I've been hitting so many negatives. My luck has been so bad this winter. Okay, we got the cargo. Cargo entry. Cargo storage. Hull breach crisis. What is this? Endure. Oh, he doesn't have anything. Shit. The derelict hull is falling apart if the breach isn't sealed fast. Oh boy. Okay, well. We're in trouble because I gotta do that. Map the bays interface. She has this. Risky scrap survey. I mean, I'll try to get what I can, and then I have to go back next run. She gets +2 stress. No way. Negative outcome, bro. Shit. She already has 1 stress. This has to be a focus. I gotta hit 6 here. Unless this is engineer, indoor, yeah. Problem is I don't have indoor. My indoor's shit. Yeah. Can't do that. If there's an engineering one, yeah, there is. That's still weak. Okay. I think we reset cycle. Give me a good roll. Give me a good roll. Ooh. Ooh. That's bad. That was a bad roll. I don't know if it's worth... I feel like it's worth it. I feel like I should try at least. Only 1? Oh, bro. I gotta hit these. Breach sealed. I'm risking it. I don't care. 50% neutral, 50% negative, bro. Yeah, it's the same. It's risky for everyone. Okay, so I got 3 there. Can I get the engineering on the bridge? Because this is engineering, right? Okay, this is guaranteed. That's fine. I think I risk it for the other one because then if I hit it, 50% chance I hit it. And then I only need 2. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. I might fail here. No shot. I'm gonna hit negative for sure. No shot. I got this. Yeah. I'm going for it. I have to see if I can get 1 at least. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. She only has 4 stress. He has more, so it's not worth getting her. I need a good roll. I need to have oh yes, perfect. Perfect. Let's go. So I can get my engineering one. This might actually work out perfectly. So I need 2. I just need him to hit his 2 right here, and that's it. Breach sealed. Hey, let's go. Breach is sealed. Deep inside there are massive intact scrap. This is valuable material. So she can't really do much here. Okay, let's see what we can do back. Because my supplies are starting to dwindle. I can get this for sure, 100% positive. Yeah, I got this lock. Nice. Bridge entry. Okay. The bridge of the derelict lies silent. The pale beams of your suit lamps catch rows of terminals. Clouds of glimmering dust, wires wave like seaweed, and the whole scene appears like underwater, chaotic, but still Jenny glides past you, disturbing the dust and taking you by surprise as she does. She has been a stoic presence so far, but in the moment she seems drawn forward by some force of curiosity. You watch as she bats away debris and begins checking terminals. Better work. She's already prying an access panel off of one of the more intact looking terminals, and as she does, puffs of rust color of vacuum around her approach her. She turns back the terminal, finishes prying off the plate, then quickly she reaches inside, fishing around for something. Her hand comes back with the waving cable, topped with a thick connector. As soon as she sees it, she slips a keyboard size deck out from somewhere of her person. She runs her hand across the back until she finds the right port and slots it in the connector. All of this happens in a few seconds, the routine, practiced, and precise. It is hard not to be impressed. Nicely done. We'll see, we'll see. She says so quietly and mostly to herself. Junie's fingers dance across the deck keyboard and burst the static light of the Solline terminal screen. The sudden burst of light and color takes you by surprise. Junie's fingers tap away the screen terminal, flashing with blocks of color and lines of code. It buzzes and vibrates. Its long-dead systems forced back into chaotic life. Then all at once it goes dark. The terminal is dead. Shit. Find anything? No, nothing useful. She protects. Okay. The cradle with the data core can't be far. She pushes it off from the terminal, gliding away. I'll start looking. She calls back and heads to the other side of the bridge. Seraphim glides up beside you. Everything all right? What do you think of Jenny the kid? You better know. You'd know better than me. Keeps to herself. He squints at her from retreating. Seraphim stretches his suit. I have to admit, it's nice to be back working, especially now that we are the ones who will reap the benefits. He claps you on the shoulder. Feels good to be taking our fate into our own hands. I know it's pretty rough here, back on the hexport, and out there we're just as likely to get shredded by debris as fine, the damn data core, but aren't you glad we made a break for it? He pauses and looks down, having asked the question almost by accident. I mean, I just don't want to speak for you. I'm glad. I'm glad too. You better be. I didn't give up that little dark side cupboard I was living in for nothing. Look, Seraphim checks his suit, reseals. Once we've got a bit of space behind us, once we've got distance, if we manage to get out that far, he first, don't feel you owe me. I'm no charity case. You want us to go our separate ways? Fine by me. He meets you in the eye. Just do me one favor of telling me to my face. That won't happen. But doesn't respond. After a moment, he shines his torch out to the dark, checking the rows of terminals all across the bridge. You watch the glittering dust as it eddies in the beams. Let's go to it. Okay. You watch as he crouches the bridge, his torch probing the dark corners. You feel a chill run through your body as you imagine the people that once ran this ship, the Solheim crew, surely long dead. What was it like here before the collapse when the system was a jewel in the Solheim's crown? It's impossible to know. The history is lost to you now. All you can do is pick what you can from the ruins. Is that a new location? Yeah. Okay. So this works out because she can get this. So that's +2. So I can use her here. That's guaranteed. So that's 3. I can't do anything. He can do this. He's got Endure. So I'm wondering if I can risk it for the supplies. I need 4, right? I don't have Endure, so yeah. It's not worth. Maybe it is. I think it's worth. If I can get 1 at least. Hey, 1 scrap. Nice. Derelict stress too. Okay. So we'll come back to that. What's this? Oh shit. I didn't get any. I don't have I have 3 supplies. I'm in trouble. I'd be in trouble. I need like amazing rolls. I need to get. Give me like. Okay, I got 2. Broken dice difficulty. You've taken damage to a dice because of stress. Ooh. When dice are rolled at the start of cycle, your stress dictates if you take damage or not. The way markers above the stress bar tell you which numbers you rolled. When the dice rolled, each dice has 3 health. When this is depleted, the dice will break and you must be repaired. Oh shit. Okay, that's a new mechanic. That was not in the first game. I mean, we're in a crisis right now. I think I have to focus on this. Bro, come on. The amount of negatives I'm hitting off 25% is crazy. Like, actually insane. I haven't hit a single +2 this entire time. That's insane. Okay, I mean, he's guaranteed, so I might as well take some. I literally have two more turns because I don't have supplies. Yeah. So I can't get everything. I have to focus on, I shouldn't have even done the protocol, the purge protocol. There's 2 there. Fuck. I'm gonna fail this mission. I need like a really good roll. Right now I'm in trouble. Wow. 1-1-1. She got a good roll. Yeah, I mean, she's guaranteed it. I might as well get her. Protocol deactivated. It's guaranteed. I just need one, please hit it. It's 75% positive. I needed it, bro. I am so down bad. It's... Oh my god. I have to hit it. 1 out of... I did get it. Oh my gosh. No way. Come on. Data core damage. Oof. Yeah, I got... I think I might have failed this. This is my last set of supplies. My dice is gonna break. I can't get scrap or anything else. I got 1 scrap, but yeah, I'm in trouble. She has at least the interfuse, so that's 100% positive. I got 2, 100%. She also is guaranteed, right? Yeah. I'm going risky here, trying to play it, the odds. This is probably dumb, but... Okay, positive outcome. You watch nervously as Juni guides the core out of the cradle, a large ball almost half your height in diameter. It glides up out of the framework, extracted the core from cleanly. Okay, I got an achievement for that. A large ball almost half your height in diameter. It glides up as you're out of the framework that it held. Connections wavering. Her breathing comes close through the suit comms, loud enough to be picked up, and it fills you with tense energy. Over the course of this job, you have seen Juni both focused and distracted, nervous and precise, but you have not seen her any more confident than in this moment now. She floats beside the data core, handling it with care and skill as if it was the vast egg of some endangered bird. She glances up and sees you watching her, and you notice something unfamiliar in your eyes, something that you have perhaps seen in a passing moment, only now as momentary lapse. It sets in place. You see determination. She guides the core a little away from you with one hand, and at that same time comes forward, almost pacing herself between you and her prize. And it doesn't seem to be hers in the way she handles it, the possessive way she screams it with her body. We need to talk. The statement comes from flat deadpan. What are you doing? Joni, stop. Sleeper, she takes that. I want to be honest with you, but I need you to know you won't take this from me. Joni glances around the cradle defensively, but Seraphine is already heading back to the ship to prepare the cargo. Tell me and we'll see. Fine, but it's staying with me. Carson doesn't deserve this, this treasure, Sleeper. Juni glances over her shoulder at the core. Do you know how many of these there are left intact? She shakes her head, and all that he wants to do is wipe it clean so he can use it as an interface with Hexport. All that data gone. So what do you want? I want to extract the data to make use of it. You see genuine flicker. She sighs. After extracting the data, the core will be unusable, but there's a scrutiny system that will fry it if data duplication is attempted. I can delay the security response long enough to copy the data, but after that... we can't get the... Okay, we'll trust her, whatever. I've done this before. She meets your eye. This is why I came. Look at this place, sleeper. She gestures at the cradle room, a dark and twisted cavern. How many of these places are left? How many chances do we have to recover anything this old, this fragile? Like it or not, we live in solemn shadow in the ruins, and yet we know almost nothing. What chance do we have of understanding how we got here when others like them, like the Senate, Stat, and Conway are descending on the system? What can we learn from the core? I don't know. That's the point. She gestures. We could learn our history and how the system was settled. We could be better learning the technology we build for our lives, on. We could uncover Solheim's crimes and seek the past to make them end. She looks at you, pleading in case we could see behind the survival something. You have never heard Junie speak like this, and you realize what you have taken for nervousness was actually control. This person in front of you is defending a decaying data core with their life is the real Junie. I don't have the skill to engage. Explain about the feed line. Julie is curious to tell her about the deal with Carson, the feed line she offered you, and they both use her friend on the run. Then I'll help you, Junie fishes. We had to find another way to get those feed lines. Carson's an idiot, and I can hack his security, and you can pull them out of there, or Seraphin looks. Maybe he can grab them. She looks desperately. We can do it. We can do something. Why should I trust you? Let me be honest with you. I don't work for Carson. He didn't send me. Oh, obviously, that was pretty obvious, but I might have misled you there. I knew he knew where the derelict was, and I heard your conversation. I've been keeping an eye on him. She pauses. I know I lied, but I can help you. Let me strip the data from the core, and I promise to help you get the feed line. She meets your eye instantly with intensity. It's a lot of information taken at once. Let's do it. Go. Thank you. Julie turns to the data core, quickly gathering one of its loose connections. She takes out her deck and plugs it in, then crosses her legs and places it across them, floating. Her fingers begin tapping at the keyboard, teasing out of the core's data. I mean, I feel like it's cliche just to do like the quest the way it's meant to be, like just grab it, turn it in. Obviously, hopefully she's going to help me. Her fingers begin tapping at the keyboard, teasing out the core's data and whatever Solheim secrets it may contain. As she does, Seraphin enters. He braces himself. What's she doing? Johnny doesn't seem to notice. Emptying the data. She's doing what? Jumps to attention, but he put his hand on his shoulder. He eyes you suspiciously. I hope you know what you're doing, sleeper. He nods. That's our ticket out of Hexport. Junie will help us, if you say so. A little while later, once the core has been emptied out and its defense mechanism has scorched, it seems black. You watch the metallic sphere spinning gently in the room and wonder if you have just made a terrible mistake. Contract failed. Oh my god. It says fuel leak. Yeah, that's fine. I gotta leave anyways, so. We gotta go. There's a horrifying lurch, you said, spinning through your hailing debris. You watch the sides of the bay. You stare into it. Did I die? I probably died. Suddenly I feel a tug. Your tether as you spin back suddenly. You see Seraphin holding onto that and relaying you towards him. We have to go, sleeper. His voice. This place is done. You both make your way through the splitting derelict in silence, charting a path through. Eventually you can make it out on the surface and find a rig still tethered. I mean, I did get 2 scraps. You and Seraphin exchange glances. We were going to pay for this. He looks over the damage. Let's hope she still flies. You tether together and push off from the hull. Seraphin guiding you through the debris. I got greedy. I went for that 1 scrap. Probably not worth that much, but I'm sure as hell Junie is going to come through for us. Because if you gave her that core for nothing, this contract was the biggest waste of time I've ever seen. It's gone, Junie. She must have already. Thankfully, we got the core. No shit. Contract's a bust. What a waste. And then the channel clicks off. You arrive at the rig's airlock and bundle yourself inside, noticing the exterior damage. It's mostly superficial, but it will no doubt take its toll on the ship once you're back in the cockpit. Okay, I barely beat that. I wouldn't even say I beat it. Junie speaks up from the back. We're going to have to act fast if you want to take out those feed lines. You and Seraphine exchange glances. You're both still getting used to the new Junie. We, only one of us, fried the core, install all the data. He looks, and for some reason we let you. It was the right call, was it? Well, I'm reassured. I don't think Carson is going to take that kindly when we brought back some pretending to work on him. For a job and let her have his prize. Do you even know what she's up to? Junie looks between you. Hexport hasn't exactly been kind to me. You two trusted me even though I didn't deserve it. I'm not used to that. I want to repay you. Not to mention that Carson is probably ripping you off, even if you get enough cryo. What's to say he won't raise the price? Trust me, he's no good. I was trying to deal with Carson to get into those derelict coordinates from the moment I arrived here, and he ran me in circles. Even if I do take you at your word, which, given everything, seems a little tough, how do you even do this? You're telling me you're just going to drift in there and take the feed lines? Look, I get it, you don't trust me, but what if I have a vested interest in this working out? There's nothing left for me here, and I don't much feel like hanging out around waiting for Carson to figure out my involvement in all this. I need safe passage, you need the feed lines. She allows herself to see where I'm going with this. I don't like it, but it makes sense. What do you think, Sleeper? We all get something. I'll head to the factory, we'll scope out the place, meet me there, and we can work out a plan. Trust me, we can find a way. We'll keep this simple. Simple is good. I'll scope out the bay we need in the factory row. We should split up, less likely. Meet me there in a few and we can finish setting up. I want to show you I can be trusted, that way we can do this. I'm gonna fail. This game is definitely a little more difficult than the first one. I never had issues in the first game. Beat it pretty easily. With that, she slips away from the passage towards her look. You look at Seraphine. I'm saying nothing, Sleeper. He unclips his seat. Through to get to the other side, or is it the kind you never escape? Either way, we're in it now. You stare at the chaotic light of Hexport and wonder if anything in starward will ever run smoothly. 16 cryo, bro. It wasn't worth all the damage and pain that I got from that. That was bad. I gotta eat, and then I gotta get supplies. $75 now? Oh yeah, no, that's all my supplies. Yeah. I was like, bro, what? It just basically max fills. Yeah, fill your food. Instead of doing it individually, I'm like, what? I thought it was a discount or something. It's not. Classic. Security, bro. Why did I? I'm not gonna lie, I got pretty lucky here to get 4 max rolls. The sound of the fist on the keyboard wakes up from the screen, from the scrolling code on the terminal screen. Turns to Junie, a rare half smile on her face as she floats cross-legged with her deck on her lap. The blue light of the snap on the screen makes her eyes glint with a glittering excitement. Got him. She shoots you a look. Carson's whole system is mine. Push away from your terminal to glide over to a screen. Running the map protocol right now, I want to know about every little dusty corner of this network. Is there much to map? Weirdly, there is. It's coming up right now. It seems Carson is pretty paranoid. This whole system is iced over with some serious security. What are all these layers of a red pulse flashes across her face, changing her features as does shit. Her fingers crossed. Something is closing the port. We need another red flash and her screen goes blank. Oh, I shouldn't have helped her. Junie's fist hits the keyboard again harder. We've been kicked out. She's rapidly shaking her head. There's no way a salvager's shop should have that kind of countermeasure. That's it, we're locked out. It seems so. I think our friend Carson is involved in some nasty stuff. She rubs her forehead. Wait, her fingers fly across the keyboard. Her screen flickering with commands. A complex node graph assembles on the screen. a mess of interlocking connections. The mapping protocol did enough. She points at the screen. All the security systems are there. She indicates a dark section of broken connections. We didn't get what's here, but it seems like we found some kind of archive. Nothing we want. I wonder what's there. Some big data trolls. It looks like copies of old drives he found. Could be a little data left over from the salvage shops that he thinks is worth something. She smells. He's a meathead with no eye for data, so it's probably a little debug logs. Interface. Let's see. Neutral outcome check passed. You watch the code spilling across the screen, and you notice the addresses from the node map being marked and logged. It appears to be some kind of exploratory program. A Ripper worm, perhaps? Oh yeah, I remember the Ripper worm. Why would Junie want that data from Carson's network? You glance at Junie and notice she's watching you carefully. I can see you following along, but trust me, you haven't seen one of those before. It's a Katzenjammer, Kat for short. Basically, it takes a network map, finds the weaknesses, and when you hook it up, blasts the network with so much noise and raw data that it becomes unusable. She smiles to herself. Any tech connected gets a killer headache. I built it to take the remnants of Solheim security systems out of commission on old derelicts. I had one too many close calls. What will I do at Carson's shop? Pretty much for anything on our map. Camera, shutters, controls, paper tails. She plucks the thumbnail drive out of her deck and hands it over to the cat. Hit sticker on it, catching the blade as you turn it to your fingers. We've still lost access, of course. But there's an old Solheim port from the original facility just outside Carson's. Lock the cat in there, and it should be able to find a back door. Sure. I spot it on the map. She brings it up another window. Person hooked up to the old fixed network is a classic weakness. This isn't going to be quiet. She squints. This whole system is going to get data blasted. It's not a subtle hack. When you slot the cat, you get in, grab the feed lines, and run out. It sounds like one hell of a risk. Seraphine's voice catches you by surprise. Well, it's our best option. And where will you be while we run the gauntlet of scrambled security and make the grab? I can monitor how it goes down remotely from here or on the ship. Trust you, Johnny. She smells things. She starts, but I'll find somewhere else to work from. Close the ship, but out of here, maybe. Johnny shoulders your bag and glides to the door. When you are ready, slot the cap and go. By the time you are back at the ship, I'll be there. She glances down. Don't leave without me. She shoots Sheriff for another look, then steps out again. The whole high score is going to hear about this. He shakes his head. We better be ready for the moment. I'll be ready. I'll bid the ship repairing the engine. We need to be ready to fit these lines as fast as we possibly can. Be careful, don't stop for anything. And don't even think about looking back. But that he slips out of the unit, leaving you to stay at all times. What is my next move? I'm wondering, since this is my last action, that it's gonna end right here. I could roll. It's gonna give me like $5. I don't think there's anything else really. Not guaranteed. Export can't contract reward. Some one contract. Take $12. We need it. Carson's place is locked up for the cycle, shutter down, alarms on, the denizens of factory row sneaking past the deliveries and work orders. You hold your position opposite the shop, you take a deep breath waiting for the sign that this is going to work. You look at the thumb drive with this shimmering cat sticker sticking out of the old silent port. You imagine the fluid data the cat seeks for an entry. You think of Junie tucked away near the ship watching you through the public networks. You think of Seraphine deep in the engine room. Hurry the hell up, you think, enough waiting, then you hear a pulsating white noise sputtering. And then screaming out of Carson's shop, the shutter scissors up, the lights pulse, the alarm gurgles. For a moment you are stunned in stillness. Approach carefully. Nice neutral. You skirt around the people watching, using them as a perimeter. They're pointing and talking, some laughing, while others look concerned. You confidently push past, glide inside without looking back. It takes you a moment to gather yourself in the chaos. Show off the wall-mounted screen, scream out with white noise, and the flickering lights make it hard to concentrate, but you keep focused. You scramble over the feed lines in the window, grabbing the bundle with both arms. They wave wildly in your grasp as you wrench them away and kick off from the counter, gliding back into the passage. Your arching glide takes you into the crowd. You steer yourself through a gap in the gathering bodies and kick off hard towards the board. The feed lines wave widely, but you grip them hard to your chest so you don't look back. Your arms ache from clutching the feed lines, but you don't loosen the grip until you see the entrance of the docking bay. Sleeper, you almost ignore the call until you realize the voice. Junie glides out to meet you, her hand. I'm with you now. She shoots you a gun. What a show, huh? You could have warned me. I did. At least I thought I did. Both glide to the docking bay, Junie helping you with the trailing feed lines, from what you can tell is news of the chaos has not reached the port yet. You feel a flush of excitement as you enter the ship's airlock. This is it. You did it. You try to keep focused, but the elation makes your hands tremble. You take a sharp turn in the central passage of the ship and make your way to the engine room. The feed line's now unwieldy in the cramped space. Seraphine is waiting for you, shaking his head. Looks like we're in business. He lets out a sigh, and on the run from two different people. Now, Gray grabs feed line. I'll take it from here. He quickly begins to process connections to the engine, a subsidiary fuel tank. You watch, catching your breath as he works. How about you make yourself useful rather than making me nervous? Seraphine says, without looking up from his work. Go close the airlock and disconnect the bridge. You and Junie glance at each other both now. Okay, the two of you turn and make your way to the passage. Your nerves settling now. You arrive at an airlock and reach for the control panel. Then you see him. Close. Oh no, you hesitate. He slams with you in a force, sending you spinning. Bro, I'm hitting the most negative luck out of, like, sneaky little shit. You think I didn't know who it was when I saw what was taken? His breath. I thought you sleepers were supposed to be smart. Before you can respond, he jerks back in pain. A thread of blood spiraling from his forehead. Junie swings again, the pipe catching him in the chest and sending him spinning towards the door. You watch stunned as she inputs the closure sequence with trembling hands, and the door hits closed, obscuring Carson's floating body from view. She's breathing hard and doesn't look up. Thank you. Junie looks back and opens her mouth, her eyes wild. Seraphine, come on, get yourself strapped in. You slip into your seat as Seraphine punches you into the departure sequence. A rig begins to pull away from the hex board. Seraphine's hands on the controls. Close your eyes and feel the force of thrusters firing. That's like Act 1, I guess. Escaped hexaport before Lanes finds you. Okay, nice. Nice. What the? So I did get 4 points, so I can get that one upgrade just so I don't have that skill pretty much negative. What the? Seraphine's quiet question interrupts you as your thoughts as the rig cuts across the bell. Hexport is now behind you, drifting out in the visual range. Its glinting lights now just part of the background glow of the belt's thousands of reflected bodies. Whatever trouble you stirred up there, it surely has been left behind. Which way is Seraphine? Which is why Seraphine's muttering is worrying you. More trouble? Seraphine turns. There's a transmission coming out of Hexport. Some kind of evac order. He turns back his console. Let me check this. Sleeper, the voice as distorted cuts through you. Lane, okay. I know you are there. Stay silent. I'm getting a wide channel broadcast. He rubs his shoulders nervously. They're warning people to alert their course away from the station. You're slipping away, a squawk of noise, but we can't have that. I take this personally, Sleeper. A sharp intake of breath. After all my investment, all my care expended upon you, this is how you repay me? At least we're heading away, Seraphine interrupts. Maybe it's just a precaution. I can see a little something glinting out there. Lane continues. Could that be you? Sleeper. You hear Seraphine calling, but you don't move. You don't breathe. All you hear is Lane's voice. You unclip from your restraint, drifting forward towards Seraphine. He gives you a wild look. Something isn't right. You don't feel right. A numbness grows in your body, your fingers flexing with your input. You reach towards Seraphine. No, not you. Something reaches out to Seraphine through you. Attention flickers in his eyes. Fear. A hissing silence, then a rumbling blast. All at once the rig screams system seizing in electromagnetic paralysis. All at once, the rig shifts, carried on a shockwave of light, pain, then darkness. Voice echoes warmly through your mind, unknown. You can't quite make out what is being said, and any attempt to focus causes a growing flare of pain. So you let them fill the air, unidentifiable and soft. You are floating, and so you cannot yet feel your body or its weight. The feeling is pleasant, soothing, and yet the moment you realize it begins to fade, something spasms in your fingers, and you flick it away. A sensation crosses the sole of your feet, and you kick your leg. A weight settles itself in your chest. You are awake. You open your eyes to light playing across the surface pattern with a stained cushioning. You are alone. The voice is replaced by the hum of air cycling, the distant clank of maintenance systems. You are alone, and this is not your ship. You jerk upwards against the straps that held you loosely to your berth, suddenly confronted with the last things you remember, an overwhelming numbness and below it an insipid animating force creeping through your mind. You pull at the straps and free yourself, floating up into the small habitation room, cushioned and worn, your mind racing. What happened? You search back and remember only surfing shouts, then a sudden acceleration of the rig, and then darkness. A chill runs through you. Cold light fills the room, and you float over the dark square of the window. You see the stars and bright pinpricks, the drive trails, the skeletal docking bridges. This is a station. A sudden hiss draws your attention to the door, which slides open with equalizing pressure. The entering figure jumps as they see you're awake. You're up. They hesitate in the doorway. Who are you? Right, we didn't meet. They glance back at the doorway, as if looking for help. I'm Bliss. They shrug. Not sure what to add. Your crew are out. Sorry, they brought you here. Here? Right, they nod. So this is my room. They glance around you. Not much, I know. Or my repair bear on the far spindle. If you know where it is. How did I get here? They look around the room. Come on, let's go somewhere a little bit more comfortable. They hold out a hand. You're safe, don't worry. You follow them out in the corridor, gliding behind them. They move with the ease of someone who has either born in 0G or has spent most of their life in it. They guide you in an enclosed balcony where heavily scratched, thick acrylic windows look out onto the chaotic-looking wet dock. At the center of the dock is the rig, scratched and worn, but still your ship. It's a reassuring sight. Is she okay? She will be when I'm done with her. Bliss sees you staring at the rig. Took some damage, but she's a hardy old thing. Your ship, Bliss pauses. You were lucky. I heard your distress signal. You sense they are holding back something. I guess that expensive long-range array I was tricked into buying finally paid off. They laughed to themselves. Well, at least for someone. We were out cold when I got there and have been for all the cycles since. Your friend wasn't in great shape either, but he bounced back fast. I make a habit of doing that. Seraphin's voice makes you spin around. Good to see you up. He can't suppress his smile. Are you okay? He smiles. Don't start fussing over me. Sleep around good. His eyes fall to you. Seraphin's bandaged abdomen. He notices and pulls his jacket over the wound. Certainly looks better than when you came in. You should have seen. Did Uni betray us, the girl? Here, Seraphin pulls a few chits out of his pocket. Catch. He slings them over to Bliss. That's all I could get for now. What are you paying them for? What do you think? Who do you think put the rig back together? Bliss looks at you apologetically. I know what it looks like, but I'm sorry, I can't work for free. Keeping this place is going is bad enough. I get it. We're just thankful you towed us in. We are freeloaders. Bliss looks between the two of you. I'll let you two catch up. They turn to you. I'm glad you're awake. We were worried. They pat you on the shoulder and glide back down to the corridor. Okay. With Bliss gone, silence descends on you and Seraphin, both unsure what to say. Where's Junie? She's probably on the ship working on that dock of hers. Seraphin looks at the ship. She's been useful. Not sure we would have got that distress signal out without her. Interesting. So it actually worked out that I took her with me. What do you remember? He looks at you with concern. The transmission. Seraphin looks at the rig. He takes a deep breath, stealing himself from what he has to say. Hex support is. Clears. It's gone. What do you mean gone? It's gone. Seraphin catches your eyes. Drops off the map. No signals apart from the one sent from fleeing ships. He frowns. I don't know what happened. No one does. Your mind skips, unable to focus on the information you have just been told. You think of the constant activity of the bends, the rumble of the factory row, Karsten gone. By the time Bliss reached us, we had drifted out of range. They couldn't have seen it go up, but I saw a sleeper. Something exploded, white hot. He rubs his arm, suppressing a shiver. A moment later, the shockwave was on us. Oh, it's okay. From the explosion, they probably blew it up looking for them. So then it was the EMP that probably knocked out their ship. Just give me a sec. I'm just gonna grab some water. Okay. The rig was crippled. The engine kept firing, but guidance went offline, sending us arcing out across the belt. He drops a hand inside the jacket, pressing against the bandage on his side. I managed to get her under control, but not before she started spinning. My restraints came loose, and we were even strapped in, so we both got scrambled. I felt like I was being trapped in an auto wash. He turns back to him. I'm impressed you made it, to be honest. A flesh and blood human would have been smashed to pieces. He goes silent. The image of a little too raw for him to continue. Could it be to do with us? Seraphin shrugs. Your guess is as good as mine. Would Lane do something like that? It doesn't make any sense. Utsubo is a gang. They run dark side. They don't go around blowing up stations. All anyone is seeing is debris and radiation. I picked up a lot of ship transponders before the rig went offline. Maybe some people got out. He stops, unable to add anything more. So we lost our tail. You both float in silence for a moment, so we lost our tail. Seems like it. At least that shockwave would have burned our trail out of the belt for now. We already owe Bliss for the network, for the work they did on the rig, and it isn't finished. He has to few more cycles, I've been told. Bliss won't hold us hostage, but I don't like to skip out on without paying, even if we could get the rig started. He rubs his neck. Bad karma. I agree. Beyond that, we need work, fuel, supplies, and we need to make sure you're okay. So I guess the good thing is that I actually maxed all my cargo and stuff instead of leaving it. So before I finish every area, I should make sure that I have max supplies. After that, I haven't heard of anyone coming after us, and if they did, they'd come through the hex port or what's left of it. He looks underneath. The Force Mandala is way out of Lane's territory anyways. They call this bit of the belt the wash, and the stations here run differently out to the dark side, so for now we have some freedom. Freedom to go broke, starve, and get into more trouble, that is. In all honesty, I was hoping that you might have some ideas. Let's look for a contract. You won't hear any complaints from me, and we won't be able to fly out for a few cycles, but it won't hurt to have us something lined up. Look, Sleeper, he rubs aside. I'm not sure I can work right now. I just got kicked out of the salvage yard for passing out on the job. He looks away. Even with the pain meds I've been able to scrape up. I can fly. He stares obsessively, but you are going to need some crew if you want to do anything serious. I'm sorry. Don't be. Thanks, Sleeper. I'm going to take rest on the rig. I'm wiped. Look at the rig as he leaves. The warmth and softness of your waking moments now feeling like a distant memory. Is this what you wanted? Freedom, a chance to work for yourself, not Lane. Well, here it is, with all the problems and complications you can imagine, and at what cost. Could Lane have wiped out Hexcore just to try and end you? You shiver at the thought. But if not Lane, then who? Theories cloud your mind. Well, could it have been Conway, a drone, or a mine, drifting starward, Senate perhaps, with some plan to weaken the belt, or a belt faction attempted to flip the board? My intent to escape the belt to consider itself safe from the war brewing in the inner system, but now Hexport's loss will be felt all across the starward belt. But what does that mean to you? Your needs are much more immediate, apparent. Those must come first. You take a breath, time to make a plan. You've gained some glitch. Oh, glitch. Glitch is a penalty you gain from repairing dice. And from Lane's attempt to hack your system. Your current level of glitch is represented by the glitch clock. Okay. You can have a maximum of each level of glitch. You will gain increase your chance of rolling a glitch dice at the start of the cycle. Each time you roll a glitch dice, you clear one level of glitch. Glitch dice has an 80% of a negative outcome when used and a 20% chance. Find Junie in the airlock. Her small collection. Okay. I was coming to see you, I promise. She looks nervous. I was waiting for you to wake up, but Seraphin said it was okay. You going? I am. While you were out, she pauses. I was digging into the data I pulled from the core of the sideline one. There's a lot of stuff in there, but it's impossible to read. Either I'm decrypting it wrong or I don't have the right cipher, whatever it is. I think it means the data's important. She takes a breath, or at least it was in Solheim. I need to find someone to help me pick away at it and crack it open. We can take you there. No, look, she happened after what happened with the rig bliss saving us. We're all lucky to be alive. She shifts away her bag on her shoulder. I think it's better off for now. Oh, suddenly she reaches into her bag. Some of the data I sold. So I could buy myself a ticket to where I need to go. It's not much, but here's your share. Thank you. She smiles. You deserve more. She catches that beat. I'm sorry. Good luck, sleeper, and tell Seraphim goodbye for me. What are you chasing? She freezes. I know there's true value in that data, sleeper. I know, and she pauses again, unsure. So I have a project to continue. One I can't. I won't abandon. Maybe I can tell you at another time. She smiles. Well, she rubs back, rests you around. You watch her drift away from the docking tunnel and into the far spindle with the question still bouncing in your head. Maybe if you cross your paths again, you might be able to get some of the answer. That was actually where she gave me $60, bro. That's actually crazy. Okay. As much as I think these are good, I think having this at least in place just so it's there, and then getting the pluses. I'd probably max engineer next. I think that's... It's so weird having... I have a controller for the first time in like 100 years. This game is... I can do dual mouse and... Shantytown. Okay, so it's 4 cycles, so it's gonna take 4 turns to... Nothing I can do. Help the residents. Nice. The life beneath +2 plus energy. That's guaranteed. Location discovered. I think I helped him out just so I get the max. Yeah, I don't think I go for any more negative because right now my dice are like down bad. How do you repair dice? Let's figure out this one. End the cycle just so I can reset. This will allow me to... I can max this out so I can get this. I mean, I guess I'll take the guaranteed. Yeah, new locations. Scrapper ship, traveling scrappers. Scrappers know their business, but they often have sorting processing. Okay. So they buy scrap components for $22. Pressing Nemba, so I don't have much there. Endure, most of the far spindle workers don't like going up to the Sealton unit, so they leave that tiring. I'm wondering... cryo -1 energy, that's fine. So this is kind of like money that you can potentially get. So. Nice. 2 energy, pressing Nemba. Yeah, so it helps getting these up to plus would be helpful. I think it's better if I just plus all of these instead of maxing engineering, even though that'll obviously be very useful. The glitch should be gone, so it should be good. Fine place now. Nice! Let's go. You awake to sound of blurring proximity alarms. You quickly unstrap from your bunk. And a dizzying glance around lane. Bounty hunters? You kick off the glide door. As you do, Bliss pops up their head. Sorry, they look a little sleepish. In all honesty, it's not my fault. Your wiring's all backwards. If you look through a moment, you'll understand what's happening. You steady yourself against a door frame. Seriously, Bliss? I said, sorry, I'm handling it. It takes you a while to get down and drift down to the mess to see what's happening, but by then Bliss has turned off the alarms. You find the unspurring wires from the hatch you'd never previously noticed in the mess's ceiling. Sorry again, sleeper. Their voices comes through the ceiling panels, muffled. How are the repairs coming? This one's definitely hooking their legs to the open ceiling so that, from your perspective, they're hanging upside down, almost done, if you can believe it. Their messy hair floats around their head. A couple of cycles worth of diagnostics, and I'll be happy enough to release her back to you. A yawning Seraphic drifts in. He looks between the two of you and mused. What are you both doing up so early? You didn't hear the alarm? Heavy sleeper. I wish I was a heavy sleeper, bro. He drifts over to the mess's cupboards to hunt for some breakfast. You turn back to Bliss, but they have disappeared back into the ceiling panels. Before long, the mess is filled with a shrill screech. A power tool. Surfing looks totally unaffected and hooks himself into a stool, lazily sucking at a ration pouch. While he taps away at his slate, the screech finally stops. After a while, you kick off from your stool, time to head out. This rushes after you stop me on the passageway. I have something I want to show you. This leads you out to the main corridor into the corner of ship you don't remember visiting before. You come into the room with low slope ceilings, a single round window illuminating some neat tool storage. Look, Bliss, I'm no specialist, but I'm a quick learner and good at repairs. This moment, I think you have need of me. They glance at you. Can I take a look? Okay. The smile lead you towards a workbench. They turn your arm looking at the tiers from all angles. They reach over the workbench. You see a small ceiling gun. Look at the setup. It's basic, but it looks clean and well organized. They gently close the tear with sealant, pressing the edges together so it pulls up neatly. After they're done, they release your arm and you can barely see the scar. See? I know it's more serious than a tear. It's falling out, but I can handle it. They turn and search through a set of metal drawers for a moment here. They produce a couple of carefully machined, pristine components. Was saving these for an important job, they wink. I guess I just found it. Bliss pushes the components into your hand. Take them. When you're ready, come up here and we'll fix you up. These are a rare find, though. In the future, we might have to do with something lower quality than once. You can find scrap components at the most scrapper ships, like that one that's hanging around the underhang. The better the components, the easier to integrate in your system. Listings and the workbench. I'll do my best to keep you running. But help me. You are a guest in my bay, and I can't have my guest bodies collapsing, can I? Plus, I think it benefits me if you think you think of me as indispensable. That's true. I should get back to fixing the ship. They should leave you in the workshop. Among the simple tools, considering the particular qualities of your new friend. Dice repair shop. Okay. Continue. Action unavailable, improvised dice repair. Not while on contract, okay. Okay, find a potential crew, make repairs. I'll take components to repair your frame, so I'll get a good idea. Fix a dice slot. Acquire some components. Okay, I mean, didn't he give it to me? But I guess he wants me to go. So he's basically saying the scrapper ship, right? Scrap shift. So let me see. Okay, so I have 4 dices. How much do I need? Let me do the bar. I need to do this also. So I think I have to do a 3 here. Right? Buy scrap components. Because it's better to do the quest and get the action points. Action unavailable. Fix a dice swap. What am I doing wrong here? Oh! I just wasted a turn. Oh my god, I had... Look down. What a waste, what a misclick, man. It takes all your focus out. I can't believe I messed that up. Oh, that might cost me. That might be like a big mistake because I had the roll to get the perfect to move the other. But I still haven't finished flex your hands a little, test them, what was that? You take a deep breath to calm yourself, but you do as you do, you're reminded that you don't need breath, it's a claustrophobic sensation. You push off the wall, pull in your clothes, anything to escape the dream. That hover there, back into your mind, surfing drifts in casually, heading to his bunk to grab something. You can't shake this strange sensation that has been just drifted into your mind. He shoots a glint. I said, are you okay? Not really. You need to talk to me, sleeper. I know something happened back when we were leaving Hex support. What do you mean? I saw something change in your eyes, looking for the night. Way to explain. They were cold, fixed. I'd never seen that before. Back when we first met, I knew at once you were human. I knew something because of your eyes. I'd never met a sleeper before, but I knew immediately that you were no machine. It's obvious. But then on the rig, he shivers. I couldn't see that anymore. I don't know what happened. Try to identify it. What did it feel like? Try to identify it. Neutral. Close your eyes and recall the moment. You remember Lane's voice, the rig hot and close to numbness, and then you see it glittering in the non-space of your mind, thin and bright like a spider's silk. Sleeper. Voice interrupts your thoughts. Are you even listening? We need to really get you checked up. We need to know what's happening. This isn't just about you. But where? I've been asking around. There's another station nearby that's floats in. It's a mess, an accumulation of wrecks and dock ships, but it also houses some of the best artificers in the wash. We should go there. Okay, I'll go. Thank you. Look, I don't know I don't know what it is like to be a sleeper. I understand there are some things you can't tell me and can't show me, but I do know how fear can keep you from doing what you need to do. I'm going to nag you about it. I'm not going to nag you about it, but it needs to be done. Okay. At the very least, you think you can find someone. Maybe feel someone's that's a bad idea. You push the thought in the back of your mind. There's a cycle ahead and the rig isn't ready. When is it? Then you'll see. I'm actually sad, bro. Sleeper, Nemba wants to see you. You nod to the other volunteers as you wipe off your hands. Clip your cutter. The worst part is I should have triggered this before this. I just wasted this whole turn. I had to use my perfect when it was a busy shift, and each shift seems busier than the last. This makes sense, of course. You've seen the steady flow of refugees arriving from the inner system, and most of them, with barely a chit to their name, end up in the underhang. As you cross the kitchen, you can hear the rumble of refugees. Conversations through the hatch. The other chef leads you past the rehydrators and the hand-built centrifuge oven to a small office unit. They knock on the door for you, then glide away to finish their own meal, leaving you to wait. You look around the small but carefully arranged kitchen as you wait. Your shifts here have left you familiar with a mix of improvised salvage equipment, some of which you've never seen before you came here. Come in, sleeper. Nemba. Nemba's perched on the desk, uplit by a small transparent terminal. Reading glasses perched at the end of his nose. You've seen Nemba before, but not as much as you imagine as you would while working at a place called Nemba's Kitchen. Even though there isn't a proper sign at the front, everyone in the undertaking knows its name. The man himself is more of a mystery. Apart from the occasional barked order in the busy kitchen, he is little more than a blur to you. Why do you work here? Why do you work here? I want to help. Stop scrolling the screen. You do well here. You're fast, precise. You're doing good work. He goes back. Thanks. Lifts his hand in his front. That's my worry. Good workers like you, they move on fast. He leans back and looks at you. 10 cycles, maybe more, maybe less, then they're gone. And the team gets used to having them there, gets used to working at that pace, and suddenly they have to work differently. They have to pick up the slack, change jobs, change stations, and a few of them think, well, maybe it's time I moved on too. So what I've found is good workers are trouble. Actually true. This is actually how people treat people that work effectively. I've seen this actually, IRL. Especially those who come and go like you. He pauses. Let him speak. This place, it runs on consistency, sleeper. Those that turn up every cycle, good or bad, they get the people fed. He takes off his reading glasses. Let's be honest, that ain't you. So let's cut to it. I can't use in the kitchen anymore. You're done. He shrugs. Sorry. But this place also runs on those machines out there on the suppliers. I can rope in the donations. Feeding refugees from the inner system is logistics as much as it is chefing, which is why I'm cooked up in the back. So maybe you're gone. I never see you again. Okay, thanks for coming. We'll soldier on without you. But maybe you still want to be useful. Maybe I heard you have a ship. And maybe I heard you chatting, and maybe I have a little something held up in a place only a ship like yours can reach. I negotiated the purchase of some valuable inter-system spores from a group that came from there, but they somehow ended up in the depot in the Greenbelt. So if you want to head to the Greenbelt and find the delivery and bring it back while Nemba looks at you pointedly, that would be the kind of helping a good worker, even an inconsistent, might be able to offer. Seems like the kind that someone who wants to help for real might do, don't you think? It also seems like the kind that you might sit on a list of priorities for so long it disappears and never gets done. I guess we'll find out which. You know the way out, sleeper. Glide out through the kitchen, through the improvised canteen, people eating and chatting there in the cold passage. All the time considering what you might do next and recalling the persuasive way. Oh my god, I was down here the whole... I was supposed to recruit. I didn't know that there was places to the north. Spindle lives up to its name, its tall stature making every left to travel and then a local solution to its problem. Now the transit tunnel is massive tubes bolted out with a spindle that allow for passage from the bottom to the top. As you find yourself in one of the cavernous passages, bulky cargo haulers rushing by, you start to wonder if braving them is worth the effort. Back up. Transit porter like a gunshot and is rapidly followed by a crunching impact. You spin back, pushing yourself against the side of a wide cylindrical passage. As you do, a hauler glides past and you the weight of air across you and its weight. Okay. Who's this Cade? I don't know. I can't say that. The letters are blocked. I know there's a T there. Cade. When the roar subsides, you hear a string of expletives coming from nearby. Spike, you hear a little figure punching some oddly shaped open frame object. Gestures wildly at the lead as it glides by. Take it. She spits an impressive glob of saliva down the tunnel and it spirals in your energy. She turns to you in her anger. You see that? Tried to slam me into the wall. Total dickhead. She said, no shit, haulers hate us. She sniffs and looks like up and down. Not supposed to be in the transit system without a vehicle. She squints, not like I care, but maybe you do. It's fine. said, don't care, she rolls her eyes. You're new here, right? Yes. Figures. Let me give you a tip. She begins checking her open frame, tightening bolts and untangling pipes and lead haulers, stickheads, and so on, especially the water haulers. Don't mess with the sleep doors, though. They're good people, get treated like shit by everyone else, just like us. She's rapidly plugs and unplugs a series of connectors that show you the shortcuts. She looks up and never ever gets in Spindlejack's way. She smells spinning. Spindlejack? You're looking at one. She pauses, considering something, then suddenly she reaches down the corner of many pockets, pulls out a transparent rectangle, punched with holes, text guns, cadet. Okay, cadet was easy. Stripline Express, you take it, cadet. That's me, Stripline is my outfit. Kamal's the dispatcher, small outfit, but we punch about our way. Dispatch is here in the spinner's core, but I'll run the transit tunnels. You need anything moving on the spindle? Data text, come find me. Tell him I sent you, they'll make sure he gets to me. She kicks off the wall. Got a hop sleeper. She looks over to you and something flickers in her eyes, an idea or perhaps just relation. You might be able to help me with something. Package that's been bothering me. She squints on that. Come to the office. At Stripline in a few seconds, and I'll show you the shirt. Call in a favor on account of me saving you from being flatlined by the wall. Now you better get out of here before another roller tries to squish you. You step back as she twists the handlebars. In a burst of air sends her flying down the transit corridor. Watch her go silently. Watch her go slowly, caught off guard by her final remarks. What could occur in the need for me? You turn over the idea. You turn the idea over in your head as you find a way out of the transit corridor back to the safety of the main complex. I misplayed this section. I wasted too many turns here. I made a big mistake. My ship should be fixed, though. As you drift lazily down to the ship's mast, you hear raised voices. You steel yourself for a moment at the entrance and step inside. Seraphin sits. Seraphin sits hooked on his usual stool. He is shaking his head as you enter. Bliss meanwhile is floating freely. I don't see why not. Bliss chops it there. It's not like you have an alternative. We can get the cry. It'll take time, but we can get it. That was the deal. Sleeper. Spots are entering. Let's see what Sleeper thinks about it. About what? They both fall silent. The rig's ready, Sleeper. I fixed that. Hell, I've improved it. She's purring thanks to me. Then wouldn't you say, having done such an incredible job, I deserve to be properly paid for my work? I calculated it would cross your mind a refit and a retune like this would typically cost my clients hundreds of cryo, even if I was feeling charity. Seraphin sighs loudly. He knows where this is going. See, I can make you pay. Maybe you could even scrape the cryo up, but not without taking a contract and taking this ship off the station, leaving me in a lurch. We wouldn't do that, but Bliss holds up his hench, so I have a proposition. One that clears the deck completely. I will turn around the open sign on this little bay of mine and join up with you. You keep me in work, give me my split, and give me transit to wherever you're headed. I'll keep this rig of yours working for free. They shrug. What could be better than that? Us paying and being underway with no hangers on it. Seraphin folds his arms and looks. Tell him, Sleeper. Actually, we could use their help. Grant, see, Sleeper gets it. You can use my help. I'm an excellent engineer and tight shipmate. I've done with Forceman. I'm done taking up jobs for not enough cryo. They paused. Look, we appreciate it, but we are on the run, Bliss. Trust me, we better get off here. He looks at you seriously, even telling you he can put you in danger. Then they start laughing. On the run. They shake their head. Smiling. You expect me to be scared by that goofy trip? It's true. The system is at war. The belt is spiraling into crisis. Everyone's got something. I know you were a hexaport. Seraphin looks. What happened there? Who's to say it won't happen here? I'm not sitting around watching this play out any longer. I take a deep breath. Something has to give. Bliss turns to Seraphin. Look, you've done your due diligence or whatever. You are on the run. I've been warned. I accept the risk. That's it. At the end of the day, your ship is clamped into my base, so unless you know the encryption protocols that much, there's not much to discuss. They've got us there. Looks like we've gained a crewmate. But I'm moving towards the engine room, and he drifts off. Okay. Welcome aboard. You leave Bliss in the galley and head to the cockpit. The rig is ready to fly again, but the question is, where do you take her next? Seraphin mentioned Float Sam, a starward journey from here as a busy station. You might find an artificer. Sunward, meanwhile, is the Helion Gate, an abandoned, uninhabited megastructure. Left may be good salvage, but not easy place to survive. And beyond that, well, as they say, the belt is wide. At least now you have a functioning ship. I've unlocked the belt map. The big issue that I have right now is irradiate zone, Helion Gate, debris field. So I can go to Float Sam. Enforcement is an exhausting place to find freelancers. There's no shortage of spacers here. The corridors and base thronged with crew. Inbound and outbound are in between contract trading stores, but whatever language, appearance, or code identify someone as worth their signing on with, they don't seem to have. Perhaps it's because you're a new face or noticeably unsure, or perhaps just because you're a sleeper. You push the thought to the back of your mind and instead focus on what's in front of you. The vast cylindrical tank at the center of Gyre. The first time you enter the bar, you floated an open mouth, much like all the new arrivals do at the sight of the huge kelp staff, the biggest you've ever seen. Even now, your eyes fixed on the fronds of seaweed that wave in the circulating water. Beyond the dirty glass, you find it impressive. You take a sip of the harsh saline-scented rack from this magnetic vessel secured to the bar as you suck on the straw. Your eyes following the shifting fronds, you hear someone clearing their throat beside you at the hypnotic, isn't it? The voice is long rumbling and comes through from the far figure. On the stool next to you, the fluorescent lights behind the bar glint in his eyes, shining up to his wide face. Effort, talk, you're hiring. The figure turns to your face, you don't recognize him, but in the shifting light of Gyre's Gaia, that isn't surprising. From who? He shrugs. Sleepers tend to draw attention. You follow his eyes. Eugene, currently freelance, he turns in. The effect is clearly meant to impress you on his size. You have to admit, it works. Served on a whole lot of crews out in the spindle, cutters, mercs, extractors, he smiles. Broad skill set, good work ethic. Sounds perfect. Why, thank you. I aim to please. I'll run anything out in the far spindle. I'm tough, quiet. You won't need to worry about me. He folds his arm. What kind of work are we talking about? Before you can answer, the voice echoes random. Eugene, you look over your shoulder for source, busy as ever. I see you. Vesna. A group of 3 spacers drift up behind you. One of them placing a heavy hand on your shoulder. She's fitted with the matte metal optical implants, and you cannot see her eyes. The caustic light from the tank plays across her face. Too busy to keep in touch, she shies. I really don't like when I have to come and find you, Vesna. Do I look like I'm socializing? This is a meeting. Oh, a meeting. Vesna squeezes your shoulder. Is that what this is? Yes, Vesna. We're talking about your delivery, in fact. My friend here is being very helpful. Stay silent. Eugene shoots you another glance to try to cue in, but you ignore him. Vesna looks at you. You know, Eugene, I'm pretty tired of this whole act. But in the end, it doesn't matter. She drops her hand from your shoulder to her belt. Your eyes follow it down. You're looking at Dorksy box, a weapon. You either deliver it by the deadline or you don't. And when you don't, she smiles highly. I'll be happy to take you through the consequences. Until then, she shoots you a glance. Chat to whatever you want. Vesna looks at 2 spacers flanking your glide. You were about to hire me? What was that? Vesna? She's trying to rush me, that's all. I won't be working with her again. Of course, I can't talk about the particulars, you understand. Vesna just wants to scare you off. She's like, cause me trouble. Let's not let her. Okay, he's obviously in some debt, like mafia. He pauses in silence for a moment, still looking away. You try to get a read on him, but his face is blank, only his glittering eyes hint at some rapid internal activity. He turns back to you and meets your eyes shut and shift. In his manner obvious, if you need crew, you need to work. If you need to work, you need cryo. Is that right? He doesn't stop for an answer. Well, I can offer both hard work, a good contract with a good payout. What's the job? Salvage, he leans in. I know of a wreck untouched by local crews, which recently turned up in the wash just a little sunward from here, but its disabled transponder makes it invisible to anyone who doesn't know it's there. Had to squeeze the location out of a contact, but I'll share it with you for a straight split. Take me and your crew and we'll claim it all. Sounds like a deal. I'll be ready whenever you go. I'll also fly out with you on any job from the forest window, but I'm not leaving the station with you yet, not till my job gets done first. After that we can talk flying together. No need to rush into it. He shakes her hand. Sit back in the car, see if residents nearby. You don't spot her among the passing crews, but you can't help but imagine her eyes in the car. You shake it off, having become familiar with the feeling of being observed. What matters is you have found yourself a crew member at a contract. Whether either will come good, however, remains to be seen. No, don't do that, don't do that. Get the spores from the green belt. Who's this? Dead spindle trade hall. This is for my fuel. Good. Okay, so I'm pretty much good on supplies for the time being. I never did this. I'm wondering. Jin's tip off. From the green belt. Oh, green belt now. So I'd have to go to Helion first, and then, okay. That makes sense. Alright, let's see what happens. This is not what you promised, Seraphin, to Union with his raised eyebrow, looking across the field of debris scattered around the small asteroid whose gravity would keep them there. You have to agree. Where did you even start looking? I said the wreck was hidden, transponder off, no flight records. I didn't say it was intact. If it was an easy job, I wouldn't have come with your crew. I wouldn't have come with your crew. Could have just grabbed it myself. He winks. We all earn our share. That's definitely more than one wreck. This is leaning out towards. I see at least 3, maybe 4 different engine housings there. I really think there's something of value to be pulled off from that. I know there is. My tip-off is good. We need to find out. Let's do it then. Okay. Hold up. Eugen, you can at least tell us what needle we are looking for in the haystack. What I know is that a wreck with an item of great value is out there. That's it. Okay. So you're telling me we don't know what we're looking for, or where it is, what it's worth? Trust me, you don't. This will be worth your while. It's a hot tip. Sleeper, please. Suddenly, a percussive beep interrupts your conversation. All of you turn attention to surface terminal. What the? We got an incoming ship. Oh shit. What have you got us into? I've gotten you into a head start on a big hull. Don't waste it. I see a few obvious lights, large bits of debris, clear hull sections. We should focus on those. See you at lucky side. Okay. I got a shit roll. Crush shuttle. Pitted asteroids, scattered wrecks. Oof. I need engineering. None of them have engineering. This one does. Location discovered. Oh, shuttle. Data troll. Shuttle might have data you need, but extract you. Interface. Neither of them have this shit. I mean, might as well go for it. Two negatives, yeah. I'm sure. 50-50, yeah, that's not worth. So before that ship comes, if I can at least get this one. That cycle's there, if I can at least get this one. No one really has this other than... Yeah, 50% positive. See if I can at least hit it. Pitted asteroid. He has, we all have that. He doesn't have the green, that's what I'm wondering. So I'm wondering what we can max here, min-max. There's something that we all have, no we don't. This is actually worse, okay. So let's try the asteroid. Oh, this one's huge, there's no shot. No shot. Yeah. Okay. I'll be lucky if I can get in at least, but... I gotta hit positive, like... Yeah, no shot. 25% positive chance. %. +2, I'm 1 away, bro. Not gonna lose it. That's fine. Oh, that's rough. There's a ship here. Eugene, you piece of shit, where are you? Everyone's took turns. Vesna, he says under his breath, open this airlock. Eugene, he shoots, you should let her in. You kick off the door, but Surf and drips in between his sleeper. You sure about this? Be ready. I'll be ready. Let me handle her, Eugene nods. This is my ship. Raises his hand, submission, drifts a little back. You watch the airlock cycles in the silhouette of Vesna through your viewing. You prepare yourself for whatever's coming. Thank you, Vesna with the airlock. I prefer not to have to stand outside banging on the door. She turns to Eugene, seeing him behind, but I also prefer when my contractors don't try to screw me. What do you want? I want what I asked for. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you don't know what you've got yourself into the middle here, but if you make a move, we're going to have some trouble. This slimy shit here got these coordinates thanks to my tip-off and was meant to deliver them to me. That was the deal, but instead he thought he'd come here and claim the prize. Eugene? Tell whatever stories you want until I am paid. There is no deal. Did you pay me, Vesna? You know as well as I do my payment on receipt of my coordinates. Well, sorry to say, a deal's off. You piece of shit. Now, you're a guest on our ship. Let's all remember that. Turn back to Seraphim holding a hull blaster. Lets her hand go loose on her side. I thought you might all see the breach of trust in the situation, but I was wrong. Get off the ship. Gladly. Okay. Idiot surfing behind you, huge and heavy muzzle. If you ever put this in danger, surfing's right. It's okay, he wipes. I get it. That was sloppy. Your whole thing is sloppy. This is how you get yourself killed. As much as I'm enjoying this display of aggression and idiocy, we still have a contract to complete. They push that starts soon. Okay. Now wait, all this and you're gonna give up on your turn? You're right. You're right. Okay. Oh, I got a terrible roll. That's me. Bro, this game, man. So they have a 3 cycle. I've already taken 2. I can't risk any more negatives on me, so I can't use them for anything. He has nothing here. Barely. Oh my gosh, got nothing. Bro. No shot we got this, is impossible. The rolls I just got, it's not possible. Unless I get all positive, which I doubt. My stress is almost maxed. It's 50-50 either way. I have to hit it twice. Highly unlikely I got it. Got lucky. So I got unstable cipher, raw scrap, cycle. Okay. I have to get like perfect rolls here. One of your dice is broken due to losing all its health. Oh my god. Dice repair shot. How come I can't repair my... I don't understand how you repair dice. Not sure how that works. I don't think it's possible unless it's like a... Oh. cry right now. I actually want to cry right now. How did I lose 3 dice? Man, I gotta hit it. It's like do or die. No. No. It's done. I failed at the end. Okay, we got it. Cargo bay shutters. This is a final layer prize. You can feel excited, but you get a sense of satisfaction to the idea that you beat Vesna's crew to the wreck. You found it, you cracked it open. Focus on the job. The doors are open enough for a person to glide through. Beyond, there is only the darkness of the cargo bay. You follow Eugen and the headlamps and her suit lighting. You see the boxes as if it's by magic out in the dark. Does he not see them? You stop and look at the loot. A stack of 4 sealed boxes in the middle of the room. Their armored exteriors caked in dust. You wipe it away. They look at industrial ship components, still sealed, totally untouched in the belt, where most of the tech has been hundreds of hands patched up, but not the kind of haul that crews fight over. Something doesn't add up. They aren't here. Crackles through the radio. Where are you? Back wall of the bay, come see. You kick off some of the crates, the back wall of the cargo, and something confuses you for a second. Black, a ragged circle around Eugen. You squint inside, tiny lights. Takes you a moment, but you slowly realize that you're looking through a hole in the wall to the stars beyond. Someone beat us to it. Vesna? No. Look at the edges. This was a long time ago. They punched it too. I can't believe it. Eugen turns back to his face. He seems to be lost for words. Folks, I've got Seraphin telling me they're heading this way, so whatever we got in there, if you want to grab it. Okay. Take one last look. You scan whatever you think is big time down the crates and nonsense grabbing the go. Something about you tells you he knew he was expecting to find here. If that's the case, you think it's yet another lie he's told you. Both right to the crates, quickly lash them together. Me with eyes of Eugen as he looked away. I hope you're really 2 idiots are on the way back, because Vesna's boys are just about to reach the right ground. 3 crates of components. Seriously? Sleeper, me and you're gonna have to get a serious chat. Bro, I'm trying to work with everyone and everyone's screwing me over. And you reach the cargo bay, you shoot. A final glance, give me time. I'll explain it in time. You consider pressing him even by shouting at him, but you realize there will be plenty of time on the journey back. Beat Vesna to the hidden rack. Okay, that's an achievement. Interesting. Jen spent the journey back to the forest window, avoiding Seraphin as best he can. It might be because he's afraid. Seraphin, however, doesn't see his behavior so favorably. Slimy shit won't even show his face. Put us in Spacer's crew sights and no care for the world by himself. Agreed. Seraphin turns to reply, but as you see his eyes jump to the door behind you, you hear the rustle of movement behind you, and you turn to see Eugen in the cockpit door, a rare, serious expression on his face. You all an explanation. Believe it or not, this was not my plan. Yeah, your plan was to find something in that wreck and split it with us, wasn't it, big man? No, it wasn't. You're about Seraphin. Bus cuts him in the back of the cockpit. Vesna's been searching for a ship. An infamous ship. Seemed like she was already had a ship. Seraphin, that's part of your problem, not a rig. A faction drive ship, an interstellar ship. That seems to shut Seraphin up, and you don't blame him. An interstellar ship here in the belt, that's tech from the core systems. No way. I get you don't trust me, but I'm not lying. I shouldn't even be telling you. Word gets out here, there's a factory, fresh faction ship. Somewhere in the belt, people kill for less. Gangs kill for much less. You're telling me there's a faction ship that no one has ever found that's been sitting here since when? Since the collapse, believe it or not, that's exactly it. Vesna pulled me on the trail. She wanted me to look for its location for repayment. He looks and looked at. But the moment I found the data that verified its existence, that confirmed the ship was out there, I couldn't give it to her, and that's when we found it. Why keep her from her? You may have met Vesna, but you don't know her. She's one of the last people on the boat who should have a ship like that. Well, no one has a ship now. No one has a ship now, even if it exists. If it even exists. Need I remind you that it wasn't there? Your dad was a bus? No, it was there once. Those wrecks, those were the ships that fought over the faction ship. bunch of the Solent corporates who wanted to get out of the system when it all came down. That ship was their ticket. The Aphelion path looks out of the force spindle. It was there, but someone moved it, hit it long before we got there. Leave the belt, sign me up. You and me both, Sleeper. I'm sorry, and to you both as well. I wanted to keep this secret. I wanted to find that Aphelion path, and I knew that if I did, you would understand. Still, I was wrong to manipulate you, but I'm not done. I will find the ship and I will leave the belt. How will you do that? Sir from Shitsumu. No ship of your own, if I snatch your back. Sleeper, I will uphold our deal, serve on your crew, and when I have news of Aphelion, you will know. How can I trust you? Only you can answer that. I would give you my word if that's worth anything. I know, I always say it, but this time you have to listen, Sleeper. This guy is no good. Don't bring him. Okay, you're in. You've got a lot to prove. Okay. It's his eye. One Seraphim is gone. Leaves you, thank you. Quite the ragtag group we got here, Bliss Nudges. I know you understand what a second chance means for you, Sleeper, but I'm glad to see you understand that others need the same. They slip out before they can respond. You stare out of the cockpit at the lights of the force spindle. You hope Eugen understands his mistake, and you hope even Hardlive doesn't hold a grudge, even though you know for a fact that she does. You sigh. You recruited Eugen. Something flickers in the background of your mind. You stop. You have to blink it away. It's a tightness behind left eye, an aching point that refuses to move, and then the voice begins hissing through the background. Noise of the rig systems, and you whine amongst the chorus of life support and ventilation, Sleeper. I suppose you thought it had slipped away from my net. Hex support jumps into your mind. You met an image of the station emulating in white light, though you were not conscious to witness it. You were distant, but you were not free from me yet. I'm coming, Sleeper, and I will retake control of what is mine. The closer I am to you, the more you will feel it. Lane moves your finger to tap your forehead in here until you cannot resist. Anyways, the peace is gone. The rig suddenly quieted. Stinging tightness diffusing behind your eyes, but the fear remains. Sleeper, you good? Seraphim is there, floating by your berth. We're talking. Lane is coming. You feel him, right? He looks away. We can use that. Stay ahead of him. He squeezes your shoulder. We can do this. We're fast, smart. We keep moving. We don't stay anywhere for long. Let's find a way somehow. You know it, and you don't know how Lane is able to reach you in your mind like this. How he is able to speak into you, but you want so desperately for it to stop. You must find out what he has done to you before it's too late. You must stay ahead of Lane. It started as a creeping dullness, something that drew you further from the world cycle by cycle, but now in this moment of waking and shifting pain, it jumps across your body faster than you can follow and jerk against it. As you do, the numbness starts to spread across your skin as if you were sinking into cold water. The pain dances across the numbness as if it was skipping on its surface, but then, as you submerge, it becomes distant, and you realize you are leaving this body, your frame. Suddenly something pulses inside you, some system you have never felt before. As it does, you feel yourself external to your frame, remaining on the surface. You don't feel your limbs or your organs. You barely have your thoughts. You are pulsing. Self flickering out. You see figures, unrecognizable shadows gathering around you. You feel the tug of a single thread bind you to your frame, keeping you from floating away. And at the end of that thread, something pulses and glows, rebuilds itself into a new and more unstable form. Your frame will recover, but it will be changed. The cycle will bear the weight of keeping you alive. It will break some part of itself or yourself so that you may persist. You watch as it does and anticipate waking into the newly distorted self. And then you are awake somehow together, somehow apart, in pain, a little more broken than before. Not knowing if your survival is a miracle or a burden. Sleeper cadet drift from the shadows outside Bliss Bay, looking around nervously. Seems like I'm gonna need that call in that favor. Are you okay? Yeah, she doesn't seem okay, distracted by the group of spacers gliding noisily. She waits until I pass someone. Hits strip line, no idea where Kamala is. Bunch of goons tearing the place apart. Even tried to grab me, but those muscles are slow. Wait, what? That package I was asked for your help, that one that was bothering me. Mentioning it, I reckon I got something to do with it. My job was a bust and express run all the way to that underhang, but when I got there, no one home. The place was smashed up like someone got there first, should have dumped the package and run, but I brought it back like a good girl. Stashed in a safe spot at strip line. Thought the center might come to recover it. When they didn't, well, I got curious, popped it open. Stupid thing inside was a drive encrypted to hell and back. when I ran into, well, I know sleepers are good with data, with text, so I thought you might be able to take a look at it. She shrugs. Here's the thing, she glanced back when I popped it open. I noticed the drive had a dispatch marker, hex port. Could it be connected to? Hex port getting atomized? Yeah, that's where I'm at too. This thing was sent from there just before it got cut. And with the kind of attention I've been getting the past couple of cycles, she slips a hand terminal from her bag, taps a couple times, and holds it up to you. Cadet stares up. Beside her picture, you see in black, spindle jack and breach of far spindle code. Reward for information leading to capture considered dangerous. Dick gets blasted out on transit channels. Every spindlehead hauler and freight carrier is going to be watching for me. Anyone who can help. Spindle jacks don't make friends easily, and now all the couriers I do know looking for the turn for a payout. Who do you think I'm here? It's time for that favor. What can I do? I need you to get the drive. She takes a breath. If they wanted it that much, then I can use it to buy my way out of the shit show and get tucked away. You just slip in, I'll give you the location and pull the thing out. She folds. Should it be simple? None of this is simple. Just naturally, don't overthink it. Look, this thing turns up to be something I'll get you to. All I want is my life back. The drive is in the workshop. There's a loose panel behind the air bike. She leans in. It's taped to the back of the fuse box. I've got to keep heading down Spindle to the overhang past the end of the transit tunnel. No one will rat me out there. I'll come find you when it's done. I've still got some network access. I'll know when you go in. My bike's locked up nearby. I'm gonna hop. Do me this favor, then we're clear. Stay safe. You know that at least that's what it's like to be on the run, to flee for your life, and in that you feel an empathy, a connection with Cadet. But from every other angle, this looks like bad news. The kind of sensible person would steer clear. Like, I thought I reached the end of perhaps it would steer clear if it wasn't for the detail that was stuck in your head. The drive is from export. Is that all enough to send you down to the strip line in search of that drive? Every time will tell. You have gained a permanent glitch. It will not be expended. You have a chance of rolling. This cannot be fixed. Bro. I'm broke. My dice are broken. Like, what am I doing? Okay, it's been a rough start. Like a mega rough start. Probably like the worst start I've had. Lane is hunting you once again. This project will be tracked by home clock. Be reduced by 3. Minor drive upgrade complete. Got the dice repair. How many points do I have? 3. I think I save it. I think I save it just to see if I can get an upgrade. So I'll probably end it here and then we'll obviously continue hopefully tomorrow. And then the scrapper. Raw scrap, right? I made $7. I don't know if that was worth. I don't think that was worth. Rare components. Okay. Yeah, I definitely don't think that was worth. So in terms of quests, help Cadet, toggle tracking. So I gotta sleep. I gotta burn it. Let me burn a turn and just see what happens here. Okay, so it's auto-save. repaired our dice. We got a corrupt one, that's fine. We'll try to help. Luckily I do have engineer, which is good. Slide the loose panel away from the wall, letting it float there. Beside the air bike rack behind it in the dark, you see a blinking light of the few bugs. A noise nearby draws your attention for a moment. The scrape of a sliding door, maybe, or just an old system thing into the wall. It took long enough to gain access to the Stripline Express bike garage, and longer still to find a safe route to their racks. But you're almost there. You have seen and heard hired muscle searching and guarding this place, but you have been lucky enough not to come face to face with them. You turn back to the darkness behind. If what cadet said is right, the driver is taped to the back of the fuse box in front of you. You close your eyes and feel the seams of the tape. You peel the back quietly, piece by piece. The drive spins into your hand. Time to move. You slip the drive inside your coat and kick away from the wall, gliding back towards the maintenance corridor. Listen carefully. You hear nothing back. The cool darkness of the maintenance corridor is comforting as you tuck yourself inside and start carefully making your way back to the strip line. You shift through the maze to the passages that brought you there. They're double and dead ends now familiar. Eventually you spot a thin slit of light ahead, marking the loose panel. You lever it open to gain entrance. You take a deep breath, almost there. As you reach the gap, voices rumble from beyond, appearing through. You see two figures in dark, searching the chaotic bay beyond the strip line. Your eyes are drawn to the box. Darky box weapons, once hold. Shit, you hiss. Wait for an opening. Please give me that. Neutral outcome. Okay. The wait silent still as this figure searches. They split and drift across the bay. You take your chance sliding open the panel and slipping behind the scrap boxes. You work your way around until you can't get any further. You kick off hard, making a dash for the far side of the bay in the public. There's a hiss and a guttural chatter of pressure valves. An airlock bike pulls up beside you in the passage. Cadet, hop on. In a moment, you're on the back of the air bike, clutching the strap of the cadet's bag, and she guns it down the passage. You lean against her back and let out a sigh, the drive pressing into your ribs beneath the jacket. Still alive back there? Cadet voices as you bring out the hypnotic rhythm of the tunnel lights. She slows the bike with a rapid series of hisses, and you realize that she brought you to the back passage outside Bliss's Bay. You try to understand the route she took, a loop through the branching transit tunnels. You can let go now. She straightens up, and you unhook your fingers from her back strap. You push off the bike gently and float in the passenger side. Are you okay? Look pretty rough back there. Apprentice, appreciate you pulling it all on the line for me. Who were those guys? Your guess is as good as mine. Didn't look like anyone nice, though. I wouldn't sweat it. Go on then, let's see the drive. You fish her the drive. She squints at it. Should have checked it when I had the chance. When you get a first look at it, and there's not much to say. A small limp of solid state memory, a few markers. Spot a yellow hex around them hexport. It's better be worth it. I never promised profit. Sleeper. She slides her bag around the shoulder in the front. Answers me. I know someone in the scatter yards who can crack anything. She'd be the first. She'd be my first port of call to crack this open. She stretches her shoulders, and I should make myself scarce from the spindle anyways. Come with us. Appreciate the offer, but I think it's best we go our separate ways for now. Two targets are harder to track than one. Cadet leans away from her bike. That Irish is no good for that, so I'm mistaken. The whole thing is going to struggle to reach scatter yards unless you added a hazmat. Yeah. Belt between here and scatter yards is drowning in debris. Worse since Hexport. We'll need hazard navigation to make the crossing safely. Boldic Syndicate created a tech to help their tankers cross the belt. Cadet, not their ship. Maybe if you head up to Wellspring, you can barter or steal a suit. Here. Unties a bag on the bike. Not enough for a refit, but maybe you'll find some use for him. You take the bat and find some clicks inside. You open a couple of engine components. I was going to use in a booster, but she taps you to zero. So nothing like shit. She flexes her fingers in the middle. Cadets, airbikes, shutters, and purrs, trembling in the air like an arrow ready to be loosed. See her around, she winks and guns for the throttle, zipping down the passage with the pulse air that ripples through your clothes. You stare at her. You stare after her as she goes, the bag component still hanging from your head. You realize as you look down the passage that you never asked how could I have plans to get to Scatter Yurts. The question, like a score of others, will have to wait until you run to the next level. You have a feeling she will find a way to slip before you can ask them next time too. You get back towards your ship to store the components idly, wondering if you could justify buying an air bike to Seraphim as you do so. Nice. I feel like Intuit. Get that one because my teammates have these. So I think this is probably a good point. Yeah, this is risky. Oh, okay. I'm trying to get off. I'm like falling asleep, but as you glide through the pinnacle docks, you hear shouting echoing down a corridor. You tentatively change direction, your eyes fixed ahead of the passage. Others rush past you towards the commotion. Your eyes are drawn by the bay's west viewing window, which is currently being spattered with glittering shards of ice. In front of it, dock worker is shouting to anyone who will listen. Space workers, we need your urgent assistance. The water carrier Springtide has suffered heavy damage in the transit from Wellspring. All able hands, we need your help to secure the cargo. Please, any of you who are able to help, please make yourself available behind a cone of ice. Ejects the tank, drawing a pale halo. Interesting, you can see right there. A handful of experienced looking spacers push through the crowd to the front. Dock workers directly. You watch the scene unfold, hesitant in the face of making someone else's problem your own. We'll repair the leaks. Let me just see what happens. I gotta do. Yeah, you don't know what that could be. It's a negative. It's a permanent glitch. Game definitely nerfs you here, sleeper. Can I have a minute? Of course. A narrow passage framed by the loose wire surfing looks suddenly small, trapped. He looks at an open circular panel. Yes, he is playing. Oh, I got engine components. Since we cleared Hexport, I've been putting feelers out for something. I've been about a long time. I came here alone, but back on the dark side just before we made a break for it, I heard something. I heard someone was looking for me. It was after you. I also heard something. They said the person looking for it claimed to be my sister. You have a sister? I did, yeah. But I don't even know if she's really her. Just because someone says they're my sister, I can't be sure. The thing is, I haven't seen my sister in a long time. I was still a kid when I left, so was she, though. I don't think she would have liked to admit it at the time. You know, you don't remember how it was back in Darkside, I mean, but we were alone, you and me. Lane didn't let us out much just to work, and that was all. So whenever I heard one of the guys mention someone was sniffing around trying to find me, I didn't know what to think, and then hearing it could be my sister, he was quiet. I tried to recall that time the cycle spent under Lane's influence working for him in exchange for stabilizer. I feel like I was basically like shrugged, like stabilizer is basically like heroin in like some way. It's like just stuck. You close your eyes, focus, but the details flicker, the images collapse and reform. Has Seraphim told you this before? Was this all part of your plan? Wait, is this why you helped me escape? Yes, it changed things for me. I thought that she would be out there. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to get you out there too. I know it doesn't matter, but I told you about her back then. I'm sorry, I don't remember. It's okay, I understand. Since we got away since export, I've been asking around. Speaking of spacers traders, and like I said, something has finally come up. It seems whoever was trailing me left Darkside pretty soon after, which got caught wind of her sniffing around. I doubt they made her feel very welcome, but I managed to get the name she gave us. It wasn't my sister, that wasn't even much. It gives me something to follow. She bounced around the wash a little. Far spindle floats him, not sure why. He squints at the loose wire. The last thing she did was book passage to Wellspring on the loading ferry. That's it. I could have helped. I wanted something concrete, something clear. You want to help? Now's your chance. I want to go to Wellspring to know if she's really there and if it is anyone settled. watch the winning. Oh, is it going right now? No. Yeah, no. Let me try it first. I got a good roll here, so 5% positive. I think it's the same for both. Come on, man. This game, man, it's killing me. %. Chance. Classic. I mean, it seems my only food there is cupcakes. So that's a cargo I gotta bring back. Seems all I can afford is this. I just want to repair this. I know it's super annoying. I keep saying I'm gonna go to sleep, but I'm getting sucked in. So he's on the hunt. I have to move. But I should be able to get this, assuming it's 100% positive. You watch from the docking bay viewing. Springtide is finally welded shut. Everywhere I look, I see a crisis. Malik, the voice comes from beside you. You don't recognize. I saw you out there helping the crew. Our spindle needs that water. You aren't wrong. He pauses, watching carefully. I haven't seen you on the spindle. I'm escaping someone. I'm going to take that as a poor attempt at humor. Springtide is my ship. His face remains impressive. At least I'm her captain. I do not own her. The Ludwig Syndicate, my employer, was one who put her into service. Glad to meet you. You have my thanks for assisting with repairs. We were caught by some autonomous Conway munitions. He looks at the ship. The wellspring is running, getting more dangerous every cycle, and after Hexport, he pauses. I don't expect things to improve. You're both quiet for a moment, whilst the station still inspired. Tell me, Malik, as a sleeper, do you feel you have advantages over others? There are many downsides, of course, but you are stronger, hardier, more capable than most humans. He gestures towards Springtide. Your work on my ship only evidences your abilities. You far outperformed even my own crew. He looks at you angling, his head in deference. Conditions that are usually deadly. Sadly, despite even your good work, our losses have been great, and the administration at the Force Spindle are not happy. We are impounded here until the Ludwig Syndicate fulfills the agreed water freight. What will you do? This is where you are needed, sleeper. My crew tells me that you have a ship, you have workers. This is what I need. As we fled from the Conway attack, our navigator registered something of great interest, a water-rich asteroid, one I believe previously unknown to the syndicates. Comes a little closer for now. I sworn to him the secrecy as he was, but if this asteroid could be surveyed, its value confirmed, it would be more than helpful for us. Shortfall. So tell him where it is. It's not so simple, though I appreciate your optimism. I cannot give its location away without confirming its value, otherwise it's useless to bargain the chip. I want you to survey the asteroid for me. It's a simple enough job, but its location so close to the edge of the wasp is problematic. However, you have shown yourself to be very competent. If you're careful, there's no reason you could have any problems, Conway or any other hostile party. The Wash is where the orbits of the inner system and the starward belt conspire to bring vessels. It's a territory of opportunists. I will, of course, reimburse you with a proportion. How will your employer feel about that? Only cares about its water to be delivered as I see fit. Pass me a thumb drive. Here are the details on the test I need you to run in the surveys. Sample of ice core from deep within the asteroid. You notice a member walking in Malik. This is a delicate matter. Sleeper, survey the rock, and on your return, broadcast the results. Only to me, okay? With that, he bows a little and drifts away. $250, but you know what? I will do it tomorrow on stream. So not bad for a first start. A little rough. Definitely difficult. I mean, obviously this isn't a game that no one was asking for. Kingdom Come Deliverance, people were hyped, and obviously a lot of followers are playing it right now. But yeah, playing Citizen Sleeper. This is a game I was looking forward to. I was thinking about buying it, but when it came out on Game Pass, I'm like, okay, I have to play it. So hoping to continue beyond tomorrow. Obviously continue this. I'm expecting it's probably going to take me 4 or 5 streams, assuming I can get 3 hours in for each. But that is pretty much it. No outro music. Have a good night. Have a good evening. Take it easy.